Pro, you know you need the right tools for the job. Shop the Just for Pros event at Lowe's now through September 24th. Save with limited time offers on top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
ABC News, I'm Rena Roy. The Biden administration standing by its policy of sending migrants who have gathered at the southern border back to their home countries. Mass deportations have begun under Title 42, a rule put in place during the Trump administration. But some families are being allowed to stay and others remain in Del Rio, Texas.
Roughly 8,000 migrants, many Haitian, remain under that Del Rio bridge. Thousands of immigrants have already been sent back to their home countries. On Capitol Hill, top Democrats, normally allied with the president, call for a halt to the deportations.
ABC's Kenneth Moten. The FDA could move soon to allow booster shots of the COVID vaccine to those who are 65 or older and those at higher risk of developing COVID. Following the president's address at the UN General Assembly on Tuesday, the White House is holding a COVID summit with world leaders. The death of 22-year-old Gabby Petito ruled a homicide. Her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, is still missing. This is ABC News. By a party line vote, House Democrats have pushed through a bill that would keep the federal government up and running into December. As things stand right now, the money runs out in just over a week. The package also suspends the debt ceiling, but congressional Republicans objecting to the plan. It also could have an impact on security halfway around the world. ABC's Jordana Miller explains from Jerusalem.
Foreign Minister Yair Lapid downplaying the success of progressive Democrats who removed $1 billion in emergency aid for Israel's Iron Dome missile system from the stopgap funding bill. Lapid calling it a, quote, technical delay after speaking with House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer. But it is much more than that. It's another political wake-up.
Do you know how many? We've had doctors come out of that school. Now, these are kids in the bush that wouldn't have done anything. And now we have freaking doctors, a world banker. I mean, kids that would have done nothing. All you had to do was pluck them, and boom, they grew. The self-sustaining stuff. That's what it's all about. Today's the 22nd.
And there's probably very little politics.
Nothing. Everyone loves everybody.
No. I mean, to like get something like that going there compared to like in the U.S.
Yeah. Do you know something? Rwanda went through a genocide.
Well, yeah.
Where the one second.
Just fucking movies on it, man.
Joe? Hi, this is Suzanne with Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. How are you?
Are you fucking serious?
Tom Martino wants to talk to you on the show real quick. Do you have a minute? He just wants to talk to you today.
Now they live in harmony. They love each other. They let go of the
yeah.
There's never been anything like
Can he wants to tell you, he just wants to tell you hi. Can he tell you hi on the show? All right, you hang on a minute. We're just getting started, sir. Listen through the phone. Just hang on for a minute for me.
Yeah, but you're making it work?
Yeah. What's that mean? What works? Supply chain.
It's like, why would he want to talk to me?
Are you setting him up, or is he
No. Daughter called and said, can you guys wish him a happy birthday on the show? So.
Okay, it was a special.
I'm a senior citizen. I'm a September baby.
I'm like a senior citizen.
55 tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
I'm such a
young.
I'm 68.
How old are you?
I'll be 55 tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Dennis, it's Suzanne with the Tom Martino Show. How are you doing?
Like 54.
I got some message. The last message I saw was you were available Wednesday through Saturday, so I was going to get you in queue now to talk to Tom.
You rocked and rolled it when you guys when Plumline sold to that new company.
Okay, I can certainly see, Dennis, if there's an attorney who can help with this kind of stuff. Let me ask the guys, and I'll email you back.
No, the right company comes along.
Hey, Landis?
There's one down there you guys would love.
Yes, understood, sir. Let me ask the guys and see who we can shoot your way.
Yep.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Did anything happen yesterday?
Landis,
I know you had You had a buddy go down there, right?
It was doing
Excuse me?
a year. He just cracked
So tell me what happened.
fucking outstanding.
Right, so
Like, holy moly.
Don't say you won't sell. That's his whole game.
No. What I'm saying is he's not selling today.
As a pro, you know you need the right tools for the job. Shop at Just for Pro.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd ever get more.
Meeting today?
Maybe talk to him. It's amazing how much that industry makes. It's just fucking amazing.
So he was out all of last week?
For a company that size, just even 4 or 5 years ago, he would have gotten 5 or 6 times EBITDA. Now he'll get 10 to 12.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He's got only, I think he's got 45, 50 employees. I forget how many vans. I mean, it's a fraction.
Yeah, good for him.
I thought it was a little silly, his whole idea with his wife on all his vans and the pink this and the pink that. And crushed it. Just crushed it. Amazon and those guys, they attempted that biz not too long ago. What was that? 5, 6 years ago? They kind of gave a rant at some kind of weird home services thing, but someone 86'd it. I don't know why. Maybe they figured out something, but the model wasn't working.
Right.
And Amazon would have thrown money at it for 20 years if they thought it would eventually pay. They must have said, "Hey, this just ain't our biz."
It's such a complex business. Because like everybody has trouble hiring, but to have, especially in the residential service business, you got to have a license, you got to have the communication skills.
In every place is different.
And then exactly the regulations are different. The licensing requirements are different.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
It's a nightmare of a business. The overhead.
Is that what's really hard about growing to another state? Is just that? Well, and then of course the employees in general.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. This hour brought to you by realcbdthatworks.com. That's Panacea Life Sciences. What is Panacea? Well, they're in Golden, and they took over the EPA labs there to develop from seed to sale CBD products. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. They supply the nation. They have kiosks at the airport, but you won't do better than this local company. You can just get it right on this website. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. realcbdthatworks.com. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Joe, what is going on in your life today? Joe. Oh, this is Joe.
This is Joe.
Oh, my goodness, Joe, you are on the line because you're celebrating a birthday. How many years?
87.
87 years. Are you in good health, sir?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I don't play tennis anymore.
You don't play? Hey, you've been listening to this show for how long? We want you to know we're thinking about you, and happy birthday. How about that?
Thank you very much.
You have 87 years under your belt. So,
are you going to sing to him, Tom?
What is your secret, Joe?
I drink cheap booze.
You drink booze?
Cheap booze.
Cheap booze.
I like it.
Okay. So listen, you have a wonderful day.
Okay, thank you, Tom.
Thank you. And tomorrow, September 23rd, what is going on tomorrow? Bob Logan is with us from Plumline Services. Mark, what's going on tomorrow?
What do you mean tomorrow?
Logan says he's going to be 55.
Holy moly. I told him he looks 54.
I wouldn't think he's over 54.
He's always so dapper. Don't you always?
No, he looks like he walks out of a GQ magazine.
He does. He's always so dapper.
Yeah.
You guys are too kind. I'm just a spring chicken.
If you go out to dinner, for example, I realize if you go to maybe Del Frisco or Shanahan's, you're going to dress nice. But if you go to like Applebee's, do you dress like that?
Do you always dress up?
I don't always dress up. No.
Okay.
No.
I bet he plays tennis in like those really fancy tennis.
I like to dress up, but no, I don't. I got
Very
flip
dapper.
flops and shorts and t-shirts, and
303
I'm just a normal guy.
713 Talk. That's Plumline Services. We'll be talking to them about plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And Jeff wants to talk about Apple. Go ahead, Jeff. Jeff? Did I get Jeff here? Jeff, hello? Hello? Suze, can you help me out here, Suze, online too? He's not picking up. I don't think he got cold feet. Okay, so supply chain. Everyone's talking about supply chain. What is it affecting the most? HVAC, plumbing, heat, plumbing or cooling or drains? Which part? Anything or all?
Pretty much all, Tom.
Yeah, you say that, but what do you mean by that, really?
Well,
I mean, seriously, what do you mean by
industry?
Huh?
It's not just our industry. It's not only the equipment, but it's different models. A couple months ago, we were having trouble getting high-end equipment, high-efficiency equipment.
Yeah.
Now it seems to have flip-flopped, and now we're getting high-efficiency equipment, and the budget equipment is going away.
What about how is it affecting electrical? Not really, right?
It is. Wiring, the price of wiring has, I don't know, tripled or quadrupled. Copper's gone up. Breakers are almost impossible to find. GFCI breakers. We're trying to source those from any place we can. We're in a very fortunate situation because of our size. So when we knew this was coming on, we bought about $700,000 worth of inventory, and normally we don't carry, but maybe $500,000. So we added another $700,000 so that we had additional inventory. So we're much better equipped than most companies, but it's going to continue to be an issue. And
like in the middle of winter, people could literally be left without a furnace.
That's very possible, and more importantly, usually we get like one price increase a year, maybe two. We've had 6, 7, 8 in some cases. And so if you wait between now and say January, you might pay 10, 20% more, maybe 30%.
It's crazy. This inflation is going to just bury us. How about just gasoline? I was reading something yesterday. There's a town in California that's $6.75 a gallon.
Doesn't surprise me a bit. Our fuel costs have gone up considerably. Obviously, we got over 100 trucks on the road.
303-713-TALK is our number. You can call 303-MARTINO 24/7. Bob, what's on your mind?
Oh, I'm just going to give you a shout out to K&H Windows.
What happened?
They're here right now putting my sliders in.
Good.
And about a year ago, they put 13 windows in. And the guys, actually my neighbors, are building a hothouse, so they're taking out the doors just so that they can use it, so it can be recycled.
That's
they're just
wonderful.
doing a great job.
That's wonderful.
Just a
Bob,
shout out
this is an unsolicited call. I always have people call in, good and bad experiences. Thank goodness they're mostly good with referralist.com. K&H Home Solutions has been around 65 years. And that warranty, Bob, you know what amazes me is I recommended windows to Stephanie when we were just buddies, friends, and she used them for her addition. And then years and years later, she's having, many years later, when we get together, I noticed some seals in the house on the windows that were going out, and they came, I think 20 years later, and fixed them under warranty, lifetime warranty. My God, you're going to really love that.
How could you go wrong? How could you go wrong?
Right, thank you. And then, by the way, people, you can make your own appointment at khwindows.com, khwindows.com, and right now they're featuring 30% off. Thank you very much. 303-713-8255. So, what's big news today on the consumer front? Well, a lot of people are getting ripped off. Every single day, it seems to be more now than ever. People are taking money up front and disappearing. That scares the hell out of me. Because the Contractors Trust Act is supposed to protect us. But really, our prosecutors, unless we push them, they're really not doing much about it.
And we also learned that in bankruptcy court, if the contractor
claims ignorance,
then guess what? They dismiss it as if it's a debt like any other debt that goes away.
Can you believe that? Even though it's considered consumer fraud, if you plead ignorance
to the law
and they can't prove you knew it, there's a precedent where they have discharged that debt in a bankruptcy.
But yet if there's a missing speed limit sign and I happen to be going quicker than whatever the invisible sign is, I can still get a ticket.
I don't like it. And we really need to make note of that. Now, this is what one of our attorneys told us to do. If you're giving a contractor cash up front, checks or money up front on any project, hand them a card with a summary of the Colorado Trust Act, Contractors Trust Act. Do you know what you've just done right there? What have you just done, Bob? You've made them aware.
You've eliminated ignorance.
You eliminated ignorance of the law. Now, how does it work in the business? I know how most of our contractors on referrallist.com work. If you're going to do a big HVAC system, do you take money up front?
We don't take anything up front, not even for permits or anything.
So if you have to order a system, come back and put it in, you don't take the money?
If we have to order a system?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Not until we're 100% done, the customer's 100% satisfied. Yep. Even yesterday, we're not perfect, and this wasn't our fault. Yesterday we installed an HVAC system. The thermostat was bad from the factory. So we did not collect on that job. We will not collect until we get them a new thermostat. And
holy crap.
It's like Excel roofing.
Yeah. Don't pay a cent to your content. And thank you. Wally, you have a comment on deposits, money up front. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I own and run a roofing company, and I just am dealing with a young man, first-time homeowner, had a door knocker. He signed their form. He's going to end up going with me, but when I'm reading their form, they require the full ACV plus all of his deductible up front as a deposit.
You know what? That is a common thing. Hold on, Wally. I'd like to talk about that.
I spoke to Landis. You're the guy with the car and everything.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Landis.
Yeah, I will recall
I spoke
it in a
to him.
second.
So when you get a minute, let me know.
He was the guy that got stabbed too.
Right.
Wait, Landis. He got stabbed. No, I understand that, but I'm wondering why I don't have him here. Landis. What? There he is. Someone claims he was involved in a hit and run.
Right. I spoke to him.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations of your home to see what you'll really get in this market. And it's based on his 26 years of experience and, of course, his experience in this market. He sells more homes faster and has stats to prove it, and for more than market average. Easily more. Now, Frank Duran will give you an idea of what your house will sell for no obligation. Just call him 303-920-1622. We talk about mortgage loans all the time, and one option that is really, really getting popular because people have a lot of equity, reverse loans. ApprovalReverse.com. Joan Sullivan, Rosemary, and the rest of the team will take very good care of you at Approval Reverse. If you need a reverse loan, Approval Reverse. They'll counsel you through it. Get access to your equity tax-free. 303-771-3528. That's ApprovalReverse.com.
Now's the time to take it.
So are you saying it's starting different every day from now on?
Expect. Could they drop more? Maybe. But are you going to really wait? I can't answer the everyday thing. I said this show started 30 seconds late.
Yeah, but was that due to you or the computer?
Why would it be me? Was I sticking in extra spots?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, though.
Up to it.
There's nothing you could do to do that.
Setting your term. Yeah, I could have spots. I'm trying to spit on and see because they're giving me minutes.
Nice.
To you. It really is a no-pressure experience that's focused on you. And they so don't wait.
Why was that? I don't know. But that creates an issue, man. It'd be nice if he fucking told me. Why? Because KRDO thinks we start 30 seconds late. Oh.
Often, when I look down at my watch, I'm reminded of one of my very first engagement ring customers at Williams Jewelers. I helped him create a gorgeous diamond engagement ring for his soon-to-be fiancée. So I had it beautifully packaged and ready to go when he came to pick it up. And then he said he wanted to buy a watch for her as well. I thought to myself, how sweet is this guy? But I just had to know, what exactly was the watch for? So listen to this. He said he wanted to give her the watch first, before he got down on one knee, so she could always remember the exact moment in time of ghost. I'm Shana Williams from Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, and it's for those precious moments in time. We want to change everything that I love that we do, and we are here for you.
Relevant industries.
What's that? I'll tell you why it's fucked up. So they can create a diamond now you would never fucking know if it was real or made the day before.
I'll tell you why it's really fucked up.
Don't wait. It's more treatable.
Yeah. The engagement ring was a sales plot.
Oh, of course. It's like Valentine's Day.
Stool to find 92% of colon cancers. 92%? Yep. Even
imagine selling a place and not being able to.
Clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive results should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Tune into Peace to You from Peace Lutheran Church in Arvada this Sunday. Peace to You brings you encouragement and a fresh, uplifting start to your week. Peace to You comes every Sunday, right here on 630 KHOW at 7:30 a.m.
What is a COVID-19 clinical trial? They are for people who have recently tested positive for COVID and can potentially produce treatments to benefit millions.
You know, I went to a booster shop last night, and they wouldn't give it to me. Why? Because they're waiting for, all of the big chains now are waiting for the CDC to say whether or not they're going to give it to other than immunocompromised people, regardless of the fact that you're over 65 and have other conditions. So right now,
what do you care? You already had it, Doc.
Well, I'm just saying,
bulletproof.
Not only did you have it, but you got vaccinated too.
I
think you're going overkill.
I'm just saying, my feeling is you can't have too many antibodies. I want those little fuckers in my bloodstream marching up and down.
You know what?
Getting those viruses.
We're giving them shit, but we didn't sit in the hospital for a fucking month.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. WaterPros.net. What a great place for water systems like whole house conditioning, under $2,000 fully installed. Water softeners, under $2,000 fully installed. And they're computerized low maintenance systems.
I think Tim understood why you did it.
Let's
but
talk.
I'm just saying,
Wally says deposits can be a problem. Go ahead, Wally. You know of a guy that signed at the door. These knockers, these roofers, they go door to door, and they knock, and they try to get you to sign on the spot. And then they put a penalty clause in there, and they want your check up front, the one you got from insurance, which is called ATV, which is the actual cash value. That means the depreciated amount of the house, of the roof they want, and then you can pay the balance when they're done. But many times these roofers don't even come back. And was that your experience with this guy?
Well, my point in calling was that you're talking about not paying deposits, and in this case, the deposit with the ACV and his deductible would have been about $10,000 on a less than a $15,000 job, and who knows whether or not the roofer is going to end up showing up and coming back. I'm like your HVAC person there. I don't take any money up front from anybody when I'm done with the job.
Unlike who there, did you say? Unlike our HVAC?
Oh, he said like.
Oh, like him. Okay, you're right. So
like your HVAC guy.
Right.
I collect, when I'm done, I collect the ACV, I collect their deductible. I collect for any upgrades that they maybe chose to do that's paid for outside of the claim, and then I file the final bill. And when they get the balance that comes in, hopefully they're going to call me and say we've gotten the final check, so that I don't have to follow up. And then I go and I collect the final check.
So, Wally, I've actually quizzed good companies on this. I mean, companies that I know would not rip people off, but are roofing companies and take money up front. And here's what I hear from them. They've all been stung by someone that puts the insurance money in their pocket and then does not have the ability to pay when the job's done. Now, I don't agree with it at all. I would never pay a cent up front, but I do see where some of these companies are coming from. But unlike most industries, home services, including roofing, when you're working on a residence or a business, you have the power of the lien, which is an incredible power that a lot of people don't have. So I've never quite.
Yeah. And by the way, I agree with the way you're doing business. What Mark said was there are times money up front if materials are delivered or special materials are ordered or under certain circumstances we can see it. But even then, you should protect yourself with a credit card or an escrow account. And by the way,
do it, or just don't do it.
But Wally, I do agree with you that it's best not to give deposits up front, not to give money up front. Almost every single problem we've had was people paying money up front, were people paying money up front, and not only that, but paying ahead of time, so they have way more money into the contractor than they have work out of the contractor. That is the number one scenario. More money paid than work done. And the work done sometime is shoddy, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I agree. And here's the deal. Contractors should be able to float a job without taking a deposit. They really should.
Hell yeah, they should.
And I don't understand. Now again, I don't think it's illegal or unethical. I just think it's better not to pay. Now, K&H Home Solutions, for example, they're going to order custom windows, okay, to the 1/8 inch. They can't use them anywhere else. So, or even the 1/16 of an inch. So they want a deposit, but you can verify that they're ordering the windows, and they've been around 65 years. Lee, you have a quick question. Go ahead. Bob Logan is with us from Plumline Services. Go ahead, Lee.
Yes, I was wondering if you serviced Kiowa, Colorado.
Kiowa. You go out there, don't you?
Unfortunately, we do not.
You
Lee.
don't? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Why is that?
Well,
too far out?
It's the biggest thing, Tom, is just because of the lack of labor and the lack of technicians, we just got to keep them as efficient as possible. And so that's why we cover the entire Denver metro area, but Kiowa is just outside of the boundaries of where we'll
Lee,
now. Eventually we'll get there, Lee.
It's better to have somebody admit that than have somebody, waiting for them. But let's see. We'll try to figure it out if you want to listen. Who services out there and give you a... Yeah, we'll give you a recommendation. I'll look on our list here. Specifically, Suze, if you could ask Mark for HVAC companies out in Kiowa, someone who would serve out there. Okay, he'll come up with one. So just listen, Lee. You don't have to hang on. Robert, what's going on with you, Robert? What's happening?
Hi.
Hey.
I had contracted with Republic Service for trash removal.
Yes.
And let's see, in June, starting before June, they missed 5 pickups.
You know what? Trash service, for some reason, has been so spotty, not just Republic. We're getting complaints about everyone.
Okay.
So what's going on?
I have particular complaints about this, not just the missed pickups. So we canceled, went with another company, had to dispose of the trash separately because I'm up in a rural area. I have bears and coyotes. And
yeah. So what happened?
So I contacted them. They have this giant stone wall. They promised to refund the 5 missed pickups. I asked for an email on that, and they said, we can't send an email. I said, why not? You're sitting at a computer. And they said, that would be a breach of our protocol.
Oh, God, they're just making excuses.
Yes. So
How much do they owe you?
5 pickups, it's probably $40 a month, so that's probably a month and a half. But now they want to pick up their container. They have a charge. And
wait.
Container.
They have a charge. What do you mean?
They want to charge me to pick up their container.
Why? Is that in your original agreement?
It could be, but my contention is that they breached the original agreement altogether.
Right.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would subtract what they want from what they owe me.
Okay. Well, it gets even deeper.
Go ahead.
Because they still haven't picked up the container, and now I'm getting collection calls. So this is back from June.
Did they? Wait, you said they did not pick up the container?
They have not.
Why?
They just tell me they're going to. Like they said they were going to.
But here's what I want to know: do they continue to charge you for it?
Show. What is your first name?
They're making collection calls on that now.
Yeah, but what I want to know is, are they making collection calls on new monthly charges?
No.
Okay. So how much are they trying to collect from you?
You can't get through any other way. So I got on their website and told them, if they continue to leave it, and this is back June 11th, if they continue to leave it, then our new agreement is that you owe me $10 a day for storage.
Okay.
And they said, we'll have a supervisor call you back. They've never called.
Robert, how much are they trying to collect?
$41.74.
And that's the pickup charge, is that right?
Right.
Okay. And they owe you about $60.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So we will try to get through to them but we do have a show. So I'm trying to get through to Deputy. If we can give this to Deputy Smarty Pants to call the trash company. They missed service. They owe him money. Now they're trying to get money from him for picking up the container. That's ridiculous. Speaking of deputies, coming up, Deputy Doc's going to tell us about Landis, who has a tall tale to tell.
A long dog. Denver's talk station. Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic. From the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center. This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Suze, I'll explain the problem when What's going on? I'm sorry. Are the others rollers? Yep.
As a pro, you know you need the right tools for the job.
He does Elizabeth. Yeah. He's based out of Hesper.
Save with limited time offers on top tool brands like
JM Heating and Air. JM.
The new Hesper Pros. Valid through 924 US only.
Estate planning is so important. If these recent times have taught us anything, it's that anything can happen. Now listen, even if you don't feel like you're in ill health or will keel over anytime soon, bottom line is this. You really need to make advanced planning for medical directives, for taking care of children, for your estate, for preventing lawsuits. A good estate plan can actually stop lawsuits dead in their tracks. They can also help you preserve your assets for the next generation and protect them through their life. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Ask any questions you have at 833-ASK-BLAKE. If you're looking for countertops, The Art of Granite, I've been with for years, promoting Mitch Floria and his company, theartofgranite.com. Why? Because theartofgranite.com is a place where they charge wholesale on materials, tear out and haul away free, and do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. Mitch is happy to share value with you. He'll even give you a price on the phone. 303-386-5919. Granite, quartz, marble, any solid surface, he can do for you. Theartofgranite.com.
Few things bring as much joy as the delicious taste.
Bob, do you do testosterone at all?
Do you do testosterone? What do you mean?
Supplement.
Do you do a supplement?
I do a lot of vitamins and minerals.
No, but you
Not
don't do
testosterone.
You don't do hormone replacement.
Look at this guy. He look like he needs to stop. Not like you.
Fuck yeah, man. It's incredible, man. You should check it out someday.
What's it going to do for me?
Does all kinds more energy is amazing.
You know, hormone replacement. It just replaces what you're missing. As you get older.
It's
As you get older, the production.
He's been doing it forever. I just never even gave it a thought. And then Suzanne started doing it about 4 years ago. Holy shit. And then I finally started about a year ago. It's unfucking believable, man.
It does make
Are you doing the tropes now instead of the injection?
No, I was doing pellets.
That's what made me think of it, Doc. I got one in right now.
Okay.
Right.
My doctor suggests.
It's like a piece of.
Yeah.
I'm going
like
off.
a checklist stuck on it.
I'm going
No,
off.
well, you let it under your tongue.
I'm going off the pellets for a while because I have so much scar tissue that I've been
Right,
doing it
you
for
were
so
talking
long.
about trying the tropes.
That's the worst part about biopsy.
I've been doing it for so long, they're literally finding it's hard to find a place without scar tissue on my butt.
The trophies are good, man.
How big are the pellets, Tom?
They're rice.
Oh, is it
Rice.
rice size?
Yeah.
And how many do you normally get?
They get about
11.
11. And they inject them in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's fucking barbaric, Doc. They fucking cut your cheek.
They
Take a straw, load the pellets in, and then they have this thing that goes into the straw, puts them in, then they jam them in, then they fucking sew you up.
Yeah,
It's
we
barbaric.
used to do that with Testosterone.
Boy, that'd be hard, man. And it's not a little. If you ever saw it, it's like the incision's like this, man.
Oh, Mark. It's really
If you ever saw it, you'd never do it again.
Have you seen it?
I saw it on Suzanne, and I almost didn't do it. It was the first time I went into it. The fuck no.
His hairy ass.
Oh my god.
I whack.
I'm telling you, barbaric is the word. It's hard for me to believe it's a medical operation.
Somebody like that, they need to have some kind of surgical skill.
Doc, if you saw it, you'd be
RIO.
And I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. I'm sure it's like that in every biology lab or office.
Yeah, they certainly just have to do it.
It's just so odd.
Yes, I guess
Suzanne gets like to give you an idea. Is that a birth control?
Yeah.
So like my daughter's got one that they implant.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
And it lasts like 3 fucking years.
Right.
I remember, Suzanne was did when she was 16 back then. You had one choice, basically, the pill. I mean, there really wasn't anything.
Well, there's always barrier methods.
Yeah, men can wear a condom.
Or she uses diaphragm.
I'm going to say something really, really smart. All looking out like,
I told you, my body's smart.
And of course, you know.
But, you put it in your IUD in your daughter, she's 6 and she's 25.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Claims Pro can help you with any insurance claim. They are public adjusters, and we believe in public adjusters here at the Troubleshooter Network. Claims Pro, you can reach at publicadjuster.pro. We've been talking about roofing and other things. If you have a big claim, you should always call a public adjuster to see what they can do for you. They often recover, or most every time you get them, they recover more money on your claim than insurance companies will give you on your own. That's just the bottom line. Some of that money you need for actual repairs. Some are for profit and overhead. Others for site allowances. Whatever it is, you have it coming under your contract. Claims Pro. It's 833-252-4600, publicadjuster.pro. And you can open up even older claims. What, Mark? To 3 years old, maybe, to
Depending
reopen
on your
them.
policy.
If you thought you were mishandled, you can open them up, and it's 3 years they can go back. Jeff wants to talk about small claims court. Go ahead, Jeff. What's going on in your life, Jeff?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir, Jeff.
Hello.
Yes, Jeff.
Okay. Hey. We need to monitor our heart rates over in Q because it seems like blood pressure goes up. Hey, so real quick, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I might not have a leg to stand on. My iPhone starts goofing up during COVID, and I was putting up with it. Finally, I got to get it fixed. I get on the computer, and I go to Apple's website, and I say, I got to fix my phone, and it says, what's the serial number? And I put in the serial number, and they call it something else, and I put in the number, and it says, that number has been swapped out with another number. What's your new number? And I'm like, well, maybe I put it in wrong. So I typed it in again, and it said that number's been changed out. And I'm like, okay. And it said, call us. So I called them. Talked to a young lady, really sweet, and I told her what it did, and, what was going on. She says, well, maybe you need to take it to the store. I said, okay, well, is the store even open? She said, yeah, I can get you right in. So they had an appointment 30 minutes later. I shoot across town. I'm in Colorado Springs. Shoot across town. I go into the store. A lady's waiting for me. They take me back to this table, and she's working on this little mini pad, and she's typing mile a minute. And this big guy walks over, and he says, where's the phone? I says, right here. So I hand it to him, and he asked her for a tool. They pop the card out, and he looks at the part that's holding the card, not the card itself, I don't think. It's like a carrier or something.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And he goes, okay, that's the right number. He reads the number to the girl, and the girl says, that's right. And he goes, okay, that's the right number. And he puts my phone back together, and he slides it back to me, and he said, that phone's been replaced. It's supposed to be at Apple. I said, well, it hasn't. It's my phone. And he goes,
where did you get the phone, Jeff?
At the Apple store. So they're looking at my receipt on the computer. They have my name. They have my information. And they're telling me that I have the wrong phone. So he said, do you have proof that you of purchase of that phone? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, where? And I said, right there. That's my proof. I walked out with that phone. So
what is your proof?
He has the phone.
The phone is your proof.
That I'm holding up the phone. It's my phone. Here's the deal. They have that number in their system, but that number apparently had been replaced with a warranty. Now, one thing I missed saying was when I was talking to the young lady on the phone from Apple, she said, yeah, the phone that's been replaced with is in California. So I had that little piece of it.
So here's anything. And here's what happened, Jeff. When they replaced that phone in California, somebody transposed a number. That's how it happened.
But who cares? So what's the problem?
Yeah, so can't you still get your phone fixed?
No. So they hand me my phone back, and they tell me I have to come up with a receipt. Well, this is 2018. I'm a businessman. I should have the paperwork.
Wait. Hold on. Bottom line, Jeff, what was happening with your phone? How was it screwing up?
Oh, it was the screen. I ended up taking it to a private guy.
Good.
And he fixed it for me.
Good. That's what I was going to suggest.
My phone's working, but I don't have any support from Apple.
Who cares? I don't either.
I'm cool. Listen, I'm cool with it. But I got another issue. But okay, let me say this quick. So Apple calls me the next day, and they're trying to straighten it up, and they have to call me on another phone because this phone's goofing up and I don't have a home phone. I'm talking to the manager, and he says, you got to have the paperwork. And I said, well, I got everything where I made every payment. I have all the documentation. That's what's important to me.
Jeff, bottom line is this. I don't know where you're going with this, but that phone is out of warranty anyway, so if it's screwing up, they don't owe you anything, so I don't get what you're griping about.
I'll tell you what I'm griping about. I accidentally deleted a file that I want to put back on the phone. And it's not a normal delete for you go to recently deleted. For some reason, I touched this file, and I just watch it zoom away. I'm like, where'd the file go? So I go, well, okay, get Apple's help. I go to Apple, and I go through the same thing, and they're telling me that
but Jeff, this recently deleted file that you want to get back, they don't have a responsibility to get that back for you.
No, they don't. But I was going to pay for a service.
It doesn't matter. If they don't want to service the phone, even if they screwed up, it's out of warranty. They owe you nothing. I don't see where you have any case against Apple because the call screener says you're thinking about suing Apple for nothing.
Okay, I wanna trade it for a Samsung now.
Okay. So go ahead. Sell it privately or trade it.
No, Samsung says it has to be a clear title.
Okay, listen, Jeff.
Well, he brings up a point there. I know what he's saying.
Hold on. But they're not saying money is owed on it, are they?
No, they're saying a clear title, meaning they can't exchange it.
Yeah, they're I'm outvalued. I think it's almost $600.
I think he's right there. So you finally got to something after an hour.
Yeah, you got to something, but it's not that they owe you any service. What you're saying is because of their screw-up transposing numbers, you now have a valueless phone, whereas before you would have been able to trade it.
Right.
Yeah, I'd take him to small claims. They'll probably settle.
Now, when you go to the Apple store and insist that you have the correct phone, and they say...
I can prove it.
And they... Well, of course you can prove it. You can prove it because you have the phone. So...
and also I went to Verizon, and Verizon has my serial number on the very first month that they put that phone in service.
Did you tell that to Apple?
Phone. Yeah, they don't listen.
Yeah, but it could be. Wait a minute. I don't want to get too technical here, but they could be talking about the EIN number, nothing to do with the serial number. Right. But I agree. So take them to court. You can probably get that dollar amount.
Yeah, I would take whatever that phone would have been worth as the amount you sue in small claims court, and I would take Verizon's records with you from the first time it was activated, proving it's the same phone. In fact, I can't believe you can't get Apple to listen to you, because I guarantee you if it was happening to me, I would get them to listen to me. I would probably sick Mark on him because I'm a little impatient.
But this is what small
Mark stayed on the phone one day for me. Mark stayed on the phone one day for me for 3 hours with an issue similar to this.
And I cussed for 2.5
No, it was similar to this, Mark. It was where they said my phone had not been paid for. Remember?
I
or
don't,
something.
But
okay.
It doesn't matter.
So Jeff,
small claims court's perfect for this.
Who would you serve?
I'd serve right in an Apple store in a mall.
Yep,
and
Apple
I do
store.
it on Facebook Live.
Apple store. Go to an Apple store and serve them. Or you can't, but you have to have some.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do, man. You got to prove whatever that amount is.
Yeah, you would serve a manager at the Apple store. Like, here's what I would do. Now, listen carefully. I would make another appointment. Listen. I would bring a process server with me. I would make an appointment, and I would say, here's the Verizon receipt or bill with the serial number on it from my original activation, proving that this is exactly the phone that was activated. If you do not correct it in your system, I will have a useless phone of no value because I can't trade it or sell it. If you don't do it, I'm going to sue you, and here's the lawsuit right here ready to be served. That is the way I would handle it. And if they say no, say here, give it to the manager. That's what I would do.
Okay.
And I want you to be on the phone with us when you do it.
I'm going to.
So make the appointment. Make the appointment between 10 and 2. I'm serious now, Jeff. I want you to be on the phone with us.
You want to be live?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want to listen. We want to listen. You're going to make an appointment for just an erratic, whatever you need to do to get in there.
Yeah, whatever.
And then you take somebody with you, unrelated to you, to serve them. They be with you. And then you do exactly what I said. Now you say, look, I have proof this is the original phone I got from Apple. You guys are telling me it's your system. And if you don't, I cannot trade it or sell it. Therefore, I'm suing if you don't correct it. So do that, please, and call us back, 303-MARTINO. You'll get right through.
Now, impact traffic.
Hey, Mark. Hey, bro. Why? Okay. Why do you need someone different than
I'll fill that.
Tom?
What's that? They can't be a party to the lawsuit.
Really?
Because then you could possibly have a reason to lie about actually serving them.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You can have your wife sue as long as she's not a party to the license.
Right, so anybody other than the suing party.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, you probably wouldn't want to do your wife. They might be able to argue that, but technically, I don't think it'd be an issue.
Yeah, I don't know if they bring that.
How it reads is, well, a big company like this is
unrelated party, doesn't it? Unrelated party?
It can't be. It cannot be a party to the suit.
As a pro, you know you need the right.
So basically, it can't be you.
Shop the Just for Pros event at Lowe's through September 24th.
They just don't like the wire.
On top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24, U.S. only.
I want to tell you about a couple of young men who graduated from high school and started a window washing company years ago. Premier Window Cleaning Services and Pressure Washing. We love these young men. They do a great job. They have tremendous value. They can do windows, commercial and residential. They can do pressure washing. They do holiday light installations. So whether you have windows that need cleaning, pressure washing done in the garage or around the house, your stucco, your brick, or holiday lights, that's Premier Window Cleaning Services. The website is premierwindowcleaningdenver.org, premierwindowcleaningdenver.org, 303-564-5574, 303-564-5574. Hey, speaking of that home, are you going to refi? What are you waiting for? A lot of people are waiting for the rates to come down. What, are you kidding me? They say, well, I'm afraid if I refi, they might come down even further. You take all of that away with Ideal Home Loans Guarantee. Ideal Home Loans will guarantee that rate, meaning if you close and they go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. And every time you close, you get a 2-year guarantee. So you're virtually always in a guarantee with idealhomeloans.com. 303-867-7000. Not only do you get the interest rate guarantee, but you get to pick your own term. You don't have to re-rack up to 30 or 15 if you had a 15. You can pick whatever term you want and still get that lower payment. They also have cash out options a lot of people are doing to fix up their homes because it's too expensive to buy.
And when they're fixing up their home,
Ideal gets them low rates, and they use the savings to pay that part off quicker if you want. Idealhomeloans.com, 303-867-7000.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck. Have you been thinking about selling?
Another reason why AAA is the best deal in town. My car battery died. I called them up. They came within a half an hour. I said, you know what? The last time we replaced your battery, you have a 3-year warranty. We're going to give you a new battery.
Oh, cool.
They are the best.
That's how my car got a AAA sticker on the tag on the back of it.
Yeah, AAA.
Well,
I didn't even realize.
My car has 3-year concierge service where everything's covered. Period. End story.
Yeah, but, right.
AAA sounds horrible to me.
Why?
Well, they come pick your vehicle up at your house and bring it for an oil change.
You're talking about a new car.
I'm just busting your balls,
but
I've had horrible luck with AAA.
Really?
Yeah.
I've always had great luck.
The only time I had AAA, I had to use them. We were in fucking Winter Park, battery died, just like you're saying. Yeah. They were like, it's 8 fucking hour wait, so none of it mattered.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure because it was, 10 degrees below zero and I was in Winter Park.
Never had a problem with that. I mean, the most I've had to wait is maybe 45 minutes in the middle of winter. But they were there in half an hour yesterday, put in a brand new battery.
That's a good deal. And if you ever need towing and don't have it, but you've got a brand new car, don't you?
No, I have it. It's a 2016. Oh, so it's 5 years old already.
Yeah. You know, with Teslas, you can't change your own tire. If you get a flat tire, you are fucked.
Really?
Because you can't jack it up.
Why?
Because the whole fucking car's a battery. There's no jack that'll hold the car up.
So what do you have to do with it?
They send someone out to do a flat tire.
So they put it on.
I'm shocked you didn't know that.
Well, how do they change your tire? They have to have a lift?
They got to have some kind of
lift. They slide under there and raise up the car without punching a hole in the battery.
Yeah, and anybody that touches it, that's not whatever Tesla, you'd be crazy because they could damage that battery.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Mark, you need to throw around your celebrity status.
I'm throwing it around.
That's what your mate says.
I'm throwing it. I'm going to see a concert tonight.
Who are you going to see tonight?
21 Pilots.
And who's tomorrow?
21 Pilots.
And who's the next night? 21
Pilots.
Come on, are you serious?
3 fucking times.
You're going all 3 nights?
It's actually 4 nights. I couldn't go last night.
So
first one's Ogden tonight. Tomorrow is
Did you have tickets last
Mission
night?
Ballroom.
Did you have tickets last
No,
night?
Bluebird was $1,500 a ticket or $2,000. It's crazy. It's only 600 people, man. No luck.
I saw Prince there.
I would have went.
Really? At Bluebird.
My friends
We're like,
that's awesome.
The Eagles were down last week. This past weekend.
They're still around.
Pepsi Center.
They're still touring. The Eagles
Center,
were fantastic.
or whatever it's called. What is it?
The whole original group.
Yeah. whoever it is, it's alive.
I couldn't figure that out either. I'm like, why would a company like Ball?
Mark, did you know the Eagles were
They
here
were
last
at Red Rocks. Not Red Rocks, at Fiddlers.
Say, there's no way. I'm even surprised Eagles went to Fiddlers.
Fiddlers is a great thing.
It is, but it's small for a band.
It's a great
But
thing.
he said the Eagles were fantastic.
Well, what's weird about it, though, it's kind of like Red Rocks. They can't go super late because Greenwood Village shut shit down in X amount of time.
Yeah, they do.
But what were you saying, Bob?
I was saying
Ball
Ball Arena. I was surprised that they wanted the naming rights because that's not like a consumer name.
I don't even know what it is. What do they do?
Well, they do aerospace. They have a lot of government contracts, but they also do aluminum.
So me and you.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Free market valuations of your home for the asking. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran knows how to get a bidding war going by pricing. He consults with his clients to get them to price it just below average market so it gets a lot of attention. It gets a bidding war going. Find out more about Frank Duran. 303-920-1622. Okay, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Let's talk about problems that people are having all over. And, of course, one of them has to do with eviction. Now, Rita did not face a COVID eviction or anything like that. In fact, I think, Mark, she was paying her bills right through COVID. And then the landlord went in to spray for bugs and saw that there was a problem with clutter. You translate that hoarding. I think they feared it. Mark said it's not hoarding.
I wouldn't say it's hoarding. There's just a bunch
Mark
of
went
people
over to
in there.
visit. So Rita was threatened with a eviction, and if she didn't clean it up, and they set a hearing. Mark went over there, and they basically said, okay, we'll hold off on this eviction, and what we'll do is wait for her to clean up the place and see, and if she doesn't, we're going to revive the eviction. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah, but the first eviction was really more because I think it was her son got into some strange altercation with the woman next door. And then what I think is the woman didn't want to testify at the eviction, so therefore they pretty much had to drop it, but they were going to restart an eviction if they weren't paid and if the place wasn't in shape to where the exterminators
So,
could get in
Rita,
there.
can you give us the latest, Rita?
Okay, so they going to come this Friday. They didn't come yesterday because he was busy.
Okay.
So they're going to come this Friday. The place, I sent pictures to Susan.
Suze, you got him? She sent, okay, we're going to look at the pics. And if you could hold on, we'll come back to you after the news. Plus, Roger wants to talk about precision remodeling. And Mark wants to talk about a contractor issue in Florida. Plus, we have Bob Logan with us from Plumline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. More coming up.
The trick. How come we have no music?
It was on. It was behind me.
I'm in the wrong mode on there.
Excuse me, Deputy.
So Ball Arena, so if you've been to a game lately, they serve their beers and stuff in an aluminum cup. And so Ball makes all the aluminum cups, probably, I don't know what percentage they
But
have
it
in the
makes no
world,
sense
like,
for naming rights.
It doesn't, but I think what they're going to try to do is get people away from solo cups and plastic cups, and they're making recyclable aluminum.
Yeah, but do they charge more for a beer, for example?
They don't.
But you get a nice aluminum cup.
You get a nice aluminum cup, and it's actually a souvenir cup.
That's what I mean.
And they want you to turn it in.
But wait a minute. If right now, if I go to a Broncos game, that's what the beer comes in, you're saying.
Well, I don't know about Broncos, but Nuggets are out.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
No shit. But they want you to kind of do it, and then they wash them and reuse them.
Well, they recycle them. They're saying they can recycle them and have them back out of the market within 60 days. So I think that has to be what their long-term play is, because otherwise, why would a company that's like Coke Enterprises, COC?
You know what? That's really smart right now, though. If they could, I don't know the economics of that, but holy shit. Imagine if everybody, instead of a solo cup, like you said, every stadium, every place, you go into Sam's Club, get a hot dog and a Coke, everyone has the same, and they're all recycled.
Right.
Pardon me, caller wants to know, would you buy for a furnace because he needs a new furnace, a Bryant or an American Standard? Which one's more reliable?
Carrier from Plumline.
Have the guy on. That's a good question.
He's at work and couldn't come on, but I can ask it on the air.
Yeah, we'll talk brands.
Tell them. Yeah, I mean, Bryant's made by Carrier. So I would say.
Bryant.
Is it their lower line or higher line?
It's just a different label. At the end of the day, it's a different label. They sell, typically Bryant is sold to contractors, and then like because we have, like right now, because we own such a large percentage of the Carrier market in Denver, if they bring on another dealer, they probably wouldn't make them a Carrier dealer, they'd make them a Bryant dealer.
Got it.
So you want to talk about it on the air?
I think brand's a great question.
Okay.
How about like Goodman? What's their good brand?
They don't have good brands.
No, what's their higher level though?
They're Goodman. So Janitrol, which is no longer around, was probably the worst in the industry. And if you ask anybody in the industry, they'll tell you Goodman's terrible.
Well, okay, I can tell you. Listen, man.
Now they do have some of the best warranties now.
But I can tell you this: my first U.S. home, which is no longer in business, we bought Parker in '91. There 14 years. That brand new house was a Goodman. Never did shit to it. In fact, you guys came out and certified it for us.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean,
you know, and Goodman's gotten better. At the end of the day, it's like saying what car's better, you know, Ford, Chevy, GM. I mean, they all make good products these days. So,
but Goodman's real claim to fame is they're basically that entry level OEM shit, right? Like for home builders.
Yeah.
That's why they sell more than anybody's because every new home's got it. Right.
But they needed e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
I just thought they had I thought they also made a bigger, like, Lennox or something. I thought they actually were owned by the same type company, but I don't know.
You do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates.
I'm trying to think if, I mean, that's the problem, like, American
So they think this guy took his life?
Yes, American Standard. Thank you. He probably killed her, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure he
Well, it definitely killed her. There's no
that
question.
piece of shit. You know what? These cops really fucking
Those
fooled
cops
us.
screwed it. Ooh, golly, I watched that video this morning.
They should have arrested. They should have arrested him or her. I don't even give a fuck who they arrested. She'd be alive. As soon as she called to her parents and that went down, that would have been it, man.
What did she call her parents for?
And she didn't. She should have. I'm saying if they, and sure enough, they do have a law like that, but the cops didn't do anything.
Oh, that's where the stop was here in Utah?
Utah, right in Moab.
Yeah.
You realize that woman lived with the parents too, like a daughter?
Mm-hmm. Why would they? I would have said to my son, you better fucking talk to these people.
Well, what happens if he told you I killed her? You know what I'm saying? I think that's more of the thing.
And then the second he told them, they are fucking part of it.
Oh, yeah. If you can prove he told them.
Considering the retirement stresses of today, whether it's inflation, healthcare costs, or social security plans.
And what makes someone think that nowadays you could get away with murder? Let's even take out anything else. It's like there's cameras everywhere, there's 911 recordings, she's on Facebook, YouTube, and what else every other second.
Because you make it look like a hiking accident.
I don't think they ruled it homicide.
I know, but the guy was obviously incompetent.
Or he just fucking blew a gas.
They just don't think it through.
Let's face it, most murderers and criminals aren't as competent.
Yeah, they're not the smartest fucking guys out there. Although then you take these wacko serial killers that fucking, kill for a 20-year streak and don't get caught.
I know my buddy Dexter's coming back to TV.
Love Dexter. He only kills bad guys.
November 7th.
One season?
Did you like Dexter?
One episode? No. It's going to be at least
He's a serial killer, but he only kills people that he
you never watched Dexter?
People that slip through the holes.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. What is going on in your life? This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you're in pain, CBD can help with inflammation, pain, even anxiety. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. Welcome. Roger, I think I talked to you early this morning. You called 303 Martino. We talked about this, and I want to, you just gave me a little snippet. You said you're having a problem with a contractor. Yep. What's going on?
Oh, yes. Well, I hired a contractor in April 17th to build a retaining wall and a driveway to my backyard.
April 17th, okay. And what happened?
Yep. Well, he had, in his contract, he says he needs 60% down, 40% on completion for $9,900 to get the materials and get them delivered. 2 months after we started the job, I'm calling him up saying, where are the materials at? You haven't said this.
Wait a minute. How much did that 60% amount to?
Like 8,900, something like that, 9,200.
Didn't that seem weird to you?
A little bit, yes. But then the amount of blocks that he has to order.
Well, how'd you find the guy?
I worked with his dad.
Oh, hold on, man. So
what's his dad say about all these shenanigans?
Well, first of all, I don't know what went wrong yet. Did the guy ever start?
He started in June, on the last part of June. Still no materials on the ground.
Wait a minute. Then what did he start doing with no materials?
He started just doing a little bit of grading. Then he left, came back a month later, started doing the footers in like 15-foot increments. He started gathering blocks up from 13 different Home Depots instead of ordering 400 blocks and having them delivered at one time with that $9,900.
Well, he spent the money.
He said I needed.
He spent the money.
Yeah. So then that started an argument then. And they start saying about a change order. And then change orders. I'm like, what change orders? You haven't gave me any. So then August 17th, he says he's going to pour on this day. He needs to change this contract to get another deposit from me to pay for the concrete and to pay for the cap block.
See, all the materials went up. All the materials went way up in price.
How much concrete are you talking about, though? How much was he going to pour?
Let's see, 21 feet by almost 70 feet.
Here's what's important. Let's boil it all down. You contracted to have a certain amount of work done. How much of it is done?
Yes, sir.
How much of it is done?
Actually, physically done right this second?
Yeah.
None.
Well, what do you mean none? You said he started doing something.
Yeah, the wall, the retaining wall is about 80% done.
Well, then why did you say absolutely nothing? I'm really trying to get us.
You asked the question. What is done? Done is being completed.
Well, what I mean is, what work has been done? What work has been performed? Okay. I'm not asking about the job being completed. Okay. What work has been done there?
Sorry for the misunderstanding.
No, it's okay, Roger. What has been done there?
He's got about 360 blocks laid.
Okay.
Two drain pipes laid, and that's it.
Okay,
now a little bit of grading work.
The blocks that were laid, was it done right?
No, they're leaning, not level, and right now the top of the blocks are encroaching on my neighbor's property.
They're
And
leaning that much?
They're leaning up to 2 inches, and he told me I pushed the wall over. I'm sabotaging his work.
What is
when
this?
The blocks are chipped.
What is this guy's name?
Dave Johnson.
What does his dad say now?
His dad won't talk to me.
That sucks. His dad's mad at you?
I don't know. He's not saying nothing to my dad because his dad's not saying nothing to me because I figured he'd step in and mediate between the two of us.
All right.
But he's not doing that.
The total amount paid by you was how much? You said $9,000 up front.
And I gave him another check for $55 to pay for the one change order for the block.
Oh my God! So you paid $9,000 plus $5,500?
Yeah, but it sounds like you have all the blocks, right? You have the caps?
Nope, he hasn't delivered them yet.
Okay.
I paid for them in August.
What does this guy say? If we call him, what is Dave Johnson going to say? I'm not asking you if you agree. What do you think he'll say?
Well, what he told me was that he doesn't stockpile the materials on his job site because he's in fear that they'll get stolen.
Okay.
And then he yells at me and says he doesn't work for free, but he's driving around to 13 different Home Depots trying to find 400 blocks. And then he gets mad at me because I won't sign a change order. The same change order that he's talking about from April, he didn't give it to me till August 17th, along with 13 other change orders.
How much of the job is done? I mean, is it like what percentage?
Well, the concrete driveway's not in yet. It's not even formed. None of the grading's done. The wall is about 75% done. The drains are about 50% done, and that's it.
Oh, my gosh. You know...
And right now, the remainder balance on the estimate for the contract is $16,587.
The balance?
So I owe him Yeah. I paid him $15,400. The remainder balance of the contract is roughly, I owe him like $1,400.
He can never finish it. He probably ran out of money.
Exactly, because he waited 3 months to order materials. And by the time he got there, the blocks originally were $3.49 per block. And if you order over 48 blocks, you get a 25% discount.
See, what happens in it? We're having a lot of these problems where contractors signed a contract, they delayed, and now the cost has gone up.
Oh, yeah.
I think in those cases, if you never started the work, never paid any money, he could have canceled. But he took money and he started, so he can't just change it right in the middle.
He's trying to, and if I don't sign it, he won't finish nothing.
You know, we need to call him. We need to call this Dave Johnson Precision Remodeling. I mean, this guy, you know, we just need to call Deputy Doc. We need to see if he'll come on the air. I mean, this is happening to a lot of contractors, but come on, man. What do they do? You know, what would Mark, if you signed a contract with someone to do a job and you were busy and you were getting around to it, you know, you weren't cheating. Let's just say you were going to honestly get to it. But when you did, you found the materials have tripled. What would you do? If you already took money and started, what would you do?
Well, you'd pretty much have to continue at that price at that point.
Yeah. But you would have to take it in the shorts, as they say.
Yeah, but a lot of these contracts, you would think that they have a fluctuation in cost built in, but maybe not. I don't know.
Escalation clause? Whatever. Escalation. I'm sorry. I got Markitis. But anyway, the bottom line is it's happening to way more people than Roger. So, Deputy Doc, call him. See if he'll even come on and talk about it. Now, Mark, you say you have a contractor issue in Florida? Mark? I wonder if he's still there. Suze?
Yes, Mark is still here.
Yes, Mark. Are you in Florida or the contractor in Florida?
The contractor's in Florida. I own a home down there also.
Okay, and
right now I'm in Detroit.
Okay, you're in Detroit. I'm going to take you right after the break, but I want to get started on it. What's the name of the contractor?
The contractor is called Anderson Enclosures.
Okay, one thing I do want to say about Florida, they have some pretty strong laws to go after contractors. So hold on, and we'll talk about it coming up. I'm Tom Martino, and it's very important that you know if you have a garage door problem, One Clear Choice Garage Doors is a company I've dealt with for now 15 years or more. OneClearChoiceDoors.com is the website. Fantastic service and sales, and all of their prices are on this website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987, 720-370-3987.
Oh my God! Guess who's touring? Who? Let me see when they start. Eagles. September 10th.
Look at
So they
this.
already started.
Look at this Contractor in the Springs.
Who? It's their farewell tour.
You got a spot, don't you?
Just wait. I'll be done in a second. I'm gonna ask for tickets to these already.
Details.
All right. Homevestors will buy your home. I know you've heard it all, right? Everyone wants to buy your home. You can list it and sell your home in hours, right? But what if you have repairs to make, inspections, inspection deadlines? You got to wait for someone to qualify for a loan. What if you just want to get out of town next week? If you need a check immediately, call Homevestors. Now, I'm not telling you they're going to pay you the highest dollar, but I'm not telling you they're going to pay you the lowest either. I don't know what they're going to pay you, and you don't either until you call them, and there's nothing to lose. Get an offer. 800-44-BUYER. No reason not to call. 800-44-BUYER. And if you're selling to get another house, you're going to need a loan. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan, and I say that over and over because they are ideal in a way. First, you get to pick your own term. You don't have to have a 30 or 15 year. You can pick whatever time period you want. You can also rest assured that if rates go down, they'll refinance you free of charge with their interest rate guarantee. They do credit optimization as well. People don't understand that. They say, well, Tom, listen, I got a 700. I'm already approved, or a 780. Yeah, but they can do things to your credit to get you even a better score, which gets you better pricing. Yes, pricing goes down as credit goes up. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
Take it like it is and make it like you...
This is a contractor who was not paid for a bathroom.
Okay, down in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I thought.
Oh, the guy with the sledgehammer? Oh my goodness.
We did this last week.
He tricked the woman to go in to look at the job and took a hammer to it.
You know what? Sometimes I feel that way for contractors.
Yeah.
So, Bob, if someone didn't pay for the furnace, I mean, is this a possibility? Or? No, you can't take it back out, can you?
You can tell he's
We
frustrated.
would just follow the mechanics lane to your point, but the problem is, typically there's people that don't pay you say, well, I'm not moving anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can still foreclose. You can do other options.
It's crazy. Isn't that crazy? Wow.
That is nuts.
But you can tell he's just out of his mind, frustrated.
Oh my God! Look at the place.
I
They
get
cleaned it.
Especially,
You must find out to
especially
do
for
that.
these small contractors that, you know, their cash flow, they're working from one job to the next, and they don't get paid on a job.
Yeah.
That puts them out of business.
Yeah, that made the news last week. I guess you guys talked about it.
Colorado Springs. How long is a break? Everybody took off.
Just a few minutes.
Is there holiday gift ideas already? Is there a coffee machine?
Oh, they do. I'll get you fire
show.
They're so short-handed.
Mark, I'll give it on the next break.
He wants coffee. We have great coffee.
Oh yeah, what kind do you want? I'll give it on the next break.
He'll do it.
I'll go get it. What do you want in it? Just maybe
a little Kahlua. Kahlua.
One.
Jack.
One sweet and low and a little cream.
Little vodka, huh?
One sweet and low and a lot of cream.
There's an episode of Seinfeld where they can't smell some kind of whiskey.
They call it no smell, no tell. Damn, I can't think of the name of it.
I don't remember that.
No smell, no tell. I want to say
Seinfeld,
Heineken, but that's a beer.
There's Hennessy.
Maybe it's Hennessy.
Where Kramer's on the couch and he's pretending he's doing a commercial. And...
That's it. No smell, no tell. It's Hennessy.
Okay.
That's how it starts because Jerry goes, here, take a shot. He goes, I don't want to take a shot. He goes, no, take a shot. I want to see if I can smell you. Well, you can smell me without the shot, he says.
Yeah. I do remember that now.
No smell, no tell. I totally forgot. You want cream? Sugar? What do you want in it?
Cream with like a sweet and low or an equal. Thank you.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Yeah, man, we have good coffee. It's really good coffee. It is.
So a warm and sunny day ahead. The Fox 31 6-point weather team meteorologist Kylie Brooks.
As a pro, you know you need the right tools for the job. Shop the Just for Pros event at Lowe's now through September 24th. Save with limited time offers on top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only. Denver's talk station, 630 KNOW.
Don't forget to get an insurance checkup, 303-996-9000. It's free, and Compass Insurance Group will do it, and they're not going to lie to you about it. They're going to tell you the truth. If you have a good deal, they'll tell you. So call them up and get a free insurance checkup. I do it every 2 to 3 years. I've saved thousands of dollars because insurance companies don't reward loyalty. So call them and get an insurance checkup free, 303-996-9000, 996-9000, theinsurancehelpcenter.com. Mark has a problem with a contractor in Florida. What kind of stuff were you having done? They're called Anderson enclosures. Were you having an enclosure done, Mark?
Correct. One part of it was just going to be a little sunning area, and the rest of it was going to have a roof over it for a kitchen, outdoor grill and stuff like that.
And how much was the bid?
The bid was like $10,000. No, maybe $12,000. I never got any prints.
Wait, do you have a contract though? Do you have a contract?
No.
You never. Hold on. What did you accept then if you didn't get a contract?
I haven't accepted anything.
Oh, so you didn't start the job yet?
The cement is already poured.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, Mark. Here's what I'm getting at, so you're not confused.
Right.
You're in the middle of this job or at the beginning of this job. You don't even have a contract. So what's to prevent this guy from saying, oh, no, this was going to be $25,000?
He hasn't even started yet.
Okay. The concrete. Who did the concrete, Mark? Who did the concrete?
A different guy, Texas, somebody he recommended, but I got nothing bad to say about that guy.
Okay, and you hired that contractor to do the concrete directly?
Correct.
Okay, so next question. The concrete is bought and paid for separately. How much did you pay Anderson directly?
$55,400 and... Hold on, I got it right here.
Wait. You already paid him that much?
Yeah, he said he needed money for the
you would pay
aluminum and stuff.
The whole job. I thought you said the whole job was going to be $12,000. Where am I not hearing? Okay, the whole job. I asked, how much is the whole job?
Yeah, like $12,000.
Okay. Does anyone else hear this, guys? He said the whole job is $12,000, and so far he's paid $55,000. Do you hear a problem with that, Mark?
No, not $55,000, $5,000.
Okay, all right.
$420.
Got it. Thank God, because I was thinking, oh my God. Okay, you paid $5,500 so far, and he has done nothing so far with that money.
Correct.
Okay. You know, Florida has some pretty strict laws about deposits, by the way.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yes. Now, hold on. So what is his name? Is it Anderson?
His name is T.J. Anderson, yes.
T.J. Anderson. And how did you find him?
Yeah, I got it. There were ads in the papers down there.
And what part
of
Florida?
Facebook page.
What part of Florida?
This is. I live in Port Charlotte. He's in Punta Gorda.
Okay, but where's the addition, in Port Charlotte?
The addition would be in Port Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay, so
which is just the next city over.
All right, I got you. So Anderson Enclosures takes $5,500. And did you ever see him again? Did he attempt to contact you? Where is it right now?
Well, it took forever, and I was really waiting for the prints because we can't even talk about what
I got it. Never. Yeah, that's why I'm befuddled. Why do you pay $5,500 and you did not even get prints?
Apparently an error and stupidity.
Did you have an email or anything? And I'm not trying to make you sound stupid at all, Mark. I'm trying to understand your reasoning. Did you have any emails or anything at all to substantiate the $12,000 or to at least nail him down to a price?
Yes.
What do you have?
Yes. I have text messages.
Okay.
And there was probably there was something on the contract, but I never signed the contract because I was awaiting the prints first.
Did he sign the contract?
No, it was one of those over the mail. Things that he emailed to me.
All right, so at least you have evidence.
So
at least you have evidence that you paid about half of this job, or a little less than half. So, what is his excuse for not starting?
Well, the enclosure now, and nothing did I approve of anything of this, now doesn't fit the, it isn't what I wanted at all.
But, okay.
Nor does it.
Now I'm confused again. Because you said the only work that was done is the patio concrete, which you paid separately, and that this guy did nothing. Now you're telling me about an enclosure. So please tell me what this guy did on the job.
Okay, as far as the enclosure goes,
anything, any work, anything he did. If he went on your lawn and pissed, I want to know about it. What did he do at your house?
Okay. One day, just before one of the hurricanes came through, he brought out some material. Then I realized that we weren't on the same page. He picked the material back up and left.
Okay, then what about an enclosure you were just telling me about? You said one part of the enclosure, which I did not agree to. So is there anything on that concrete when I look at it?
No.
Nothing.
No.
You just have a slab.
Just got a slab.
Okay. So he did no work except to show up one day and leave when you complained.
Correct.
What did you complain about that day?
Well, I hadn't received any prints, and that was what I was really looking for first.
Right, but what was he doing particularly? What was he doing particularly on that lot that you didn't like, on that concrete?
Well, he was going to come out, and then the enclosure that he already cut all this stuff up for didn't fit the concrete. So he had never come and made sure that his enclosure fit the concrete.
So the enclosure is on your property right now, or did he take it all with him?
No, he took it all with him.
So then you have paid $5,500 for nothing. And what does he say he's going to do now?
He's not going to do anything. He will no longer answer my texts. I'm kind of between, it's at the maximum end of small claims, and I called in a contract attorney, and he said, "Yeah, you can't build that on that slab."
Well, hold on. Why would a contract attorney? I don't care about what an attorney says about building it. What I want to know is, have you been ripped off? Does this guy have ratings? Does this guy have reviews? Is this guy really in business?
Well, he publishes all the time on Facebook. I just got a note on something new that he did the other day, bragging about it.
Okay. $8,000 is the limit in small claims court in Florida.
Correct.
I don't see how you lose.
Well, I've already lost because, as you just got done saying, all the prices have gone up like 3 times now. So I got nothing.
Yeah, but at least get your 55
to Florida. I will be filing a small claims court.
Well, let's talk about the Contractors Trust Fund in Florida. They don't have a trust fund, but they have 2 statutes that impose liability on contractors who get funds but don't do the work.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
Okay, and so basically they say in Florida that they have a fiduciary responsibility. You're going to have Florida will actually press criminal charges as well.
Oh, you make me happy now. That's what I want.
So, you need to push it. You need to push it.
As soon as I get back to Florida.
And
as soon as I get back to Florida,
okay, so
filing small claims court.
Well, I would do that. Plus, I would go to the local. They don't call him a district attorney down there. They call him a state's attorney.
Okay.
And you're in what county?
I'm in Charlotte County.
Right. So you would be whatever district that is. Anyway, they have state's attorneys in different districts, just like a district attorney. I would file a complaint. I think they take them pretty seriously, but they may be inundated right now. Plus, I'd like to call the clown.
I love you too.
All right, hold on. Deputy Doc, you want to give a guy a call in Florida?
Yes.
Let's see if he'll come on the air first.
Yes, let's see if Suze, you want to see if he'll come on the air? Or do you want Doc to ask him? Let's see. And he may think, what can they do? They can't do anything. Now,
Tom, I also just called Dave Johnson with Precision Home Remodeling and left a message. I tried to get a 3-way call, so I left a message. We'll see if he gets back to me.
You also have Landis you followed up.
Right.
Now, I want to explain that. Landis was accused of being in a hit and run, right?
Correct.
And somebody said his Suburban was in a hit and run, so they actually came and towed it away. And now he can't afford to get it. Oh, no, I believe his brother-in-law got it out or something. But no, he didn't. He didn't get it out. This is a different one. In this case, they're holding it for an investigation, and we believe he's going to lose it due to the nuisance abatement law, and which is immoral and unjust and all that. I don't want to go off on that tangent right now, but he lost a place to live. He was living there. He lost his way to work. He was using it to get to and from work, and his whole life has gone downhill because of it. Now, what's this about him being stabbed?
Well, that was another story. He was sleeping somewhere, and another homeless guy said, "Just sleeping in my area," and stabbed him. But the thing that we were working on is that his car is in an impound lot, and a detective Cook was the one who was working with Landis.
And all we wanted to do is get his wallet so he could get a job.
He wanted to get his stuff out so that he could get a job and get back on his feet a little bit. One of his buddies went down yesterday, and I called yesterday, and Detective Cook was out of the office, but he did come into the office today and spoke to Landis and told Landis that he would see what he could do about allowing Landis to get his stuff out of the car. So to be continued. But
that's good.
The detective did
you got through to him.
Right, and the detective did get in touch with Landis. So I'll keep you posted on the updates.
This is one of those deals, though, nuisance abatement. You got a guy living in the car in Denver. Maybe this car truly was a nuisance, if you think about it. If the tags are out of date, there's people living in it, that might be a real case for the nuisance abatement.
I don't know, but that wasn't the reason they towed it. They towed it supposedly because of the hit and run.
I don't think so.
That's what he said. What did you find? Anything,
no. I didn't go into why they towed it. I was just trying to work on allowing Landis to go there and get his stuff out of the car. So as you said, he could get a job and get back on his feet.
This is sad. We have more coming up.
That's one. The monkeys announced announce farewell tour days.
What? Are they? Well, wait. One of them's dead. Hold on. Who's dead though?
I don't know. They just launched it.
That would be fun.
I think that would be fun too. They're hitting every big city but
But I want to
Denver.
know. I want to know. Who, oh wait, they're not coming to the South. Damn it.
Everywhere else, like literally.
Wow. 55 years. Hold on, guys.
Scattered flowing between Broadway and Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny today and tomorrow, highs in the low 80s, just a few clouds overnight with a low at 40, then partly cloudy and cooler for Friday at 75, sunny this weekend, highs in the mid-80s. Right now it's 68 with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHAL.
As a pro, you know you need the right tools for the job. Shop the Just for Pros event at Lowe's now through September 24th. Save with limited time offers on top tool brands like Bosch, DeWalt, and more. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Valid through 9/24 U.S. only.
You know, one of the worst things I hear on this show is when people
make assumptions that are wrong, and they go off half-cocked trying to fight a battle, and they're wrong. They don't have accurate information. That happens a lot with personal injury. That's why I recommend John Fuller. A free call to John Fuller for free legal advice when you need it the most, when you're injured. If you've been injured in an accident, don't talk about it around a water cooler or with your buddy at work or your mother-in-law's next-door neighbor's cousin. You can go to the source, John Fuller, a personal injury attorney who will give you free legal advice, analyze your case, and tell you what you should do with no obligation to hire him. And if you do, there's no out-of-pocket because he works on contingency. 303-597-4500. Look for John Fuller at referralist.com. 303-597-4500. Okay, almost every day we got the sun shining, don't we? Genesis TotalExteriors.com is taking advantage of that with Genesis Solar. CO.com, the same fine people that run Genesis Total Exteriors, is now offering solar, and you can get a free solar evaluation. It'll take just 20 minutes, and they do the evaluation off the lot. So you don't even have to be there. They do it by satellite to tell you if you're a candidate, and then they'll guarantee the components and the savings for 25 years. In fact, they settle up every year, write you a check if they don't meet the target. That's GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317.
Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky. I'm forever grateful to
Dr. David Opperman of the Colorado Voice Clinic. A few years ago, I was losing my voice. I was hoarse and raspy, and my throat hurt all the time for months. I did a lot of homework to find the best voice specialist, and I found the Colorado Voice Clinic. Dr. Opperman performed a laser procedure on my vocal cords.
Look, oh,
and
this was terrible.
3 weeks.
He said they were talking about that girl again. They did say how she was murdered, by the way.
They still haven't said it. I haven't heard yet.
Well, they said homicide, but that's it. What do you think it is? I think blunt trauma to the head. I don't think he choked her out, but maybe. He could be a psycho. That's another level of psycho.
He pushed her off a rock.
You know, that's what I wonder, and I hate to say this. You figured that's what he would have done, is push her off a cliff and go, oh, she fell.
An excuse. But what? The guy might just be total psycho. For him to just drive home
and hang out,
and with her van.
With her van, that's crazy. Well, we assume. I don't know if anybody actually saw him there at the house. Isn't that fucking weird?
Well, we know the van's there.
We know the van's there. That's
so
right.
He had to come back in it.
Well, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. The neighbors are like, no. I don't know. It's kind of weird. No one saw him at the house. Although, didn't the parents say, yeah, he was here, but then he left? Yeah, I don't know how embedded these parents are in this fucking story. Mama Mancini's. Hey, Bob, you ever had Mama Mancini's meatballs?
You buy them like at the grocery store?
The only place I've seen them, Sam's or Costco, they come refrigerated. They're not frozen.
Well, maybe not. Okay, refrigerated, not frozen.
Refrigerated, not frozen. Mama Mancini's, the meatball of the meatballs.
You know, I should get into that business.
What?
Making meatballs?
Fuck, those meatballs are good. For that, I mean, Suzanne makes great meatballs, but for bagged meatballs, I've had 1,000 different bagged meatballs. They are the best bagged meatballs. And I think a lot of it is because they're fresh, not frozen. Not too much breadcrumbs. The sauce is actually is too.
What
I know.
does? When you have too many breadcrumbs.
They try to cheapen them up. It's just got to
I had to leave a message with somebody in his office.
You know what they'd be real? I don't even eat pasta much anymore. I just eat the meatballs. But I do like a meatball sub. These would make a perfect meatball sub.
What would?
Mama Mancini's. The meatball of the meatball.
Where are they made, Mark?
That I couldn't tell you.
Well, they're fresh, so they can't be far.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mark, when it gets a little colder, I'll bring you in some of my special New York meatballs.
I bet they're
You'll
good.
have an orgasm.
Where do you get them?
I make them.
You make them?
Okay.
Then you got to bring 2 at least.
Well,
I
I'll bring the whole crew.
Let's have a contest.
How about a big? I'll do smoked meat.
Let's have a contest
with anybody.
I'll have a contest for meatballs.
All right.
A meatball contest could be good.
Just so it's not a meathead contest.
But here's what we got to do.
But
We each bring the meatball, but who's going to be the judge? And they can't know who did the meatball.
No, of course not. You have to have.
Bob and I was there.
That's right. It's blind.
And you have to bring
Bob
the
and
sauce.
I was there.
Oh, it's got to be the meatball and the
Meatball
sauce.
and the sauce, of course.
I like a nice pulled pork that's broken down in a crock pot in my sauce. In fact, you put country style ribs in a crock pot and then make your red
But
sauce.
that's not Italian gravy. You don't put fucking barbecue ribs.
Not barbecue ribs. I said.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Plumline Services is with us. And we did have a question about HVAC and brands. Does a brand matter? Don't they all make a good furnace?
Tom, these days, most manufacturers do make good furnaces. It's kind of like the argument between Chrysler, Ford, and GMC, right? They're all great manufacturers. The thing that people
Are there any that stand out, though? And I know you love Carrier.
Yeah, we work with Carrier primarily.
Why?
We work with Lennox.
Why do you work with Carrier?
Here's the reason we work with Carrier. All things being equal, they got the best customer service from their distribution center here locally. And that's important to us. It's a good relationship.
Okay, so it's more than just the product.
Right, but the thing I want people to understand is, because a lot of times they try to compare it to something like a refrigerator or a car, which are fully assembled products when you buy them. You can buy the best piece of furnace and air conditioner, the best furnace and air conditioner made, but if it's not assembled properly, it's not going to run efficiently.
When you say assembled, what do you mean?
Well, when we bring it to the house,
you have to assemble it.
We basically.
I thought the furnace is
complete and the air conditioner is complete, but then you got the line set that has to be charged. You got the duct work that has to be done,
and the electrical.
You got the media filters, the electrical, all that. And if it's not done properly,
a poor installation,
you'll get poor performance. Instead of lasting 15 or 20 years, it might last you 7 or 8 years. You're going to have higher cost utilities. So it's a completely different thing from buying an appliance or a car. And that's the thing that people need to understand.
That sounds like a good article for 303 Consumer magazine, 303consumer.com. I know Plumline's in that. And I'll tell you that education is important because people will say, wait a minute, you're doing this, they're doing this. There's a difference in price. Why? And they don't always know. So brands, they all make a good furnace. The important thing is installation, and you can't cut corners. I mean, you have to have it has to be done properly. And so many people, we had a guy not long ago, well, not long ago, right now it might be 10 years ago, but he was doing these $1,200 installs. Furnace included. How the hell could he do it? Well, guess what? They were breaking down. Right? Oh, he's out of. It was breaking down. They were terrible. I don't even think they were 80% efficient, if that's possible.
That doesn't surprise me a bit. We hear it all the time in our industry, and that's why we are so confident in our installation that we offer the only lifetime warranty out of anybody in Colorado.
Yeah.
And again, warranty doesn't matter if somebody's out of business in 2 or 3 years. We've been around for 20 years.
Lifetime. Rita, so we looked at the photos, the pics of your home, and you did make a difference. Mark, did you see it? Now, you went out there in person, and now look at these photos. Look at these pics.
Oh, it's way different.
You did a great job, Rita. Now, did you ask them to come look at it?
No, they're coming on Friday for the inspection to walk through. but we have a problem.
What?
That Friday afternoon, that day that they said they advocated
Vacated
that afternoon, we go to court again.
Wait. When do you go to court again? When do you go to court again?
We got a thing in the mail yesterday. It says your case has been set for a court trial on 11/8/21 at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I would assume
November 8th.
Yeah, I would assume if you pay according to that notice you sent, then they drop that. If you do what
What do they want?
About.
What do they want?
They want the rent, and then they want whatever the fee is for the pest control.
The thing was supposed to be for the 25th. Remember?
Right, and no way. I don't know about the 25th. It was the other day, and then they postponed it, and they said they were going to refile it unless things were corrected, and it was more than just cleanup. It was cleanup and then paying for the spray.
Right, but they weren't going to refile unless they come through. They haven't come through yet.
That's what I thought, but maybe
that's fine, and maybe that is what they said. I don't remember, but the reality is, if she pays it, I'm looking at something right here that you sent that basically says you need to pay it, and then if you pay it, it'll be okay. It says total due here.
We should clarify, though, Mark, that if she pays that, now that she's cleaned up the place, is she going to be kicked out anyway? Maybe we can clarify that. Will they come on the air? We should ask him. Matthew has a question on the liquid loan. Matthew, what's the question on the liquid loan, sir?
Yeah, how's it going, Tom?
Good.
I have a rental property that is paid for, and
now, Mark, can you do it on income property, the liquid loan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in short, basically, it's kind of like a HELOC?
Yes, but yes, home equity line of credit. That's exactly what it is, but it's a first.
Yeah, you got to qualify for it, too. I mean, so...
Like a loan, you qualify for it. Hold on for your questions. I'll come back to you.
Nothing here, bro.
Now, impact traffic. From the DuckDuckGo.
Yeah, they just served her with here's exactly what they served her with. 10-day demand for rent or possession. She got to pay the rent.
Both, one is 60, one's 30, right?
70. Police are investigating that injury motorcycle accident westbound Alameda and Fairmont.
This is very
continues northbound on Cedar, scattered slowing between Broadway.
Oh, Alameda and Fairmont, that's exactly where my apartment is.
Highs in the low 80s.
What's that?
Oh, they just said they're investigating something in Alameda and Fairmont.
Just an accident.
Oh, okay. That's exactly, my apartment is in Alameda and Fairmont.
Yeah, they ran into your house, Doc.
Maybe.
What floor are you on, Doc?
First floor.
And Doc, there's a ton of pork in good Italian meatballs. I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought
not in the sauce, though.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I
okay.
disagree.
I grew up with parents from Italy, but don't ask me. My entire family's from Italy.
Well,
let's talk
about cleaning carpets with ZeroResDenver.com. There's nothing like beautiful clean carpets. What does ZeroRes do differently? They use no soaps or emulsifiers. They use no chemicals whatsoever, just water. But I don't mean just water. It's highly softened alkaline-based water. This water is patented the way they do it. We call it empowered water. And then they use a special brush system to get deep into the fibers. And remember, it's safe and effective, less water, leaving zero sticky, dirt-attracting residue. So, carpets dry faster, stay cleaner longer. ZeroRes, I've used in my home, and I love them. Safe and effective. So, what you need is to give them a call for 3 rooms, $109. That's 3 rooms. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. Countertops are really the mainstay of a kitchen. If you don't have good countertops, everything else looks like crap, and that includes the backsplashes, right? Well, anyway, the Art of Granite specializes in those countertops and backsplashes. They also have cabinets, by the way, for a small markup from the manufacturer. Now, when it comes to your materials for your counters, they do them at wholesale. They only charge for the they only charge, the profit comes from the installation and the fabrication, and they're so affordable and so beautiful. Granite, quartz, marble, or any solid surface. They're happy to give you a quote on the phone even. You explain the project, you'll get a price. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. Theartofgranite.com.
I don't care if you're Italian or not. How's that? Most Italian gravy has fucking pork in it.
Mark, it doesn't. Okay?
I'm looking at a
I
million
don't give a fuck
recipes.
what you say. Most Italian sauce does not have pork in it. It has beef or chicken. There are some sauces. If you Google fucking Italian sauce with pork, you'll find
is andouille pork or chicken or beef.
No, I'm saying
Andouille is Spanish.
No, I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm saying that
andouille is
you
not
can
Italian?
find.
No. Okay, hey, it's all Latin to me.
Here's what I'm saying. He is Googling Italian sauce with pork.
I said,
and you'll find it.
Does most Italian gravy have pork? That's what I put.
And then
the answer is fucking yes.
No, well, Mark, you're wrong. You're fucking dead wrong. Okay, in my 60 fucking years, there's a handful of sauces that put pork in it. Now, that's a personal choice, but usually it's marinara or beef sauce. Huh? Marinara, beef, pork, or chicken.
That's what you just said. Pork. That's what I said.
Well, it's one of four, but it's the least. Well, but it's the least used. The most used. Well, actually, in Italy, it's marinara, but then beef is next. Chicken is really good sauce. That's a very different sauce.
I've never had pasta sauce that has chicken in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that's a good base for. You would use that for like raviolis and stuff like the light with the cheese.
I like beef and pork. That's my kick.
Actually, I love beef personally. I mean pork personally, but it's not like when I do my sisters. My sisters say.
We should have a meatball deal. We should do it. Let's just fucking do it. Let's come up with a day we each make our meatballs. Now I'll say this: I'm not making meatballs. Suzanne's making them. So
Okay. Just ask Suzanne to make someone on the show. You can judge. And that'll be the day. Done deal.
I know it's also good because he's not ethnic. He's not Italian or.
He's just a white.
He's just a white Protestant dude.
But I love Italian food.
Okay, but you're not an ethnic. You're not ethnic.
That's right.
So
There's
you
gonna be
give
no
an honest opinion.
Yeah, but people would argue, like my uncle, he's from Italy, literally. He's like 89. All of the Italian food he makes is unlike anything I don't even like it. I guess it's northern Italian. My Uncle Mario, all he makes is like seafood dishes. He loves fucking rabbit. But this is all shit he made growing up in
And
Italy.
he must love squid.
Did you know that each region of Italy has different food?
Yeah, and we've kind of bastardized
So they're
it
really
into red sauce.
So they're really, when you say Italian food, they'll say what region?
Yeah,
because they all have their own regional dishes.
I think we tend to think of Sicily, right? Isn't that where it's
Well,
usually red
we
sauce?
tend to think of the main Rome and all the main, and even Italy has Americanized it because of the tourists. I mean, they're not stupid. I mean, pizza, you wouldn't even recognize it if I showed you pizza.
No, when we were there 3
Okay.
weeks all across. Pizza is entirely different. It's almost
Depending
like
on the region,
a
but
flatbread.
That's right, with just big pieces.
Some of it's almost like a fucking cracker.
Or big pieces of tomato and mozzarella.
Yeah,
and it's not all melted.
Nothing like that.
Well, that's the original pizzeria margarita, which is how it started.
Yeah,
And then the Sicilian pie came, and then Americans kind of took a little from each to make what we know as pizza.
Right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net for home filtration, whole house, under $2,000, fully installed. By the way, we talk a lot about plumbing issues, and one thing I want to know, Bob, what are the big issues with plumbing these days? Because, we're not getting a lot of complaints about any kind of plumbing issues. Are they going away? What's happening? Is plumbing slow? And I don't know why I'm asking this, but we haven't had a lot of plumbing calls.
That's interesting because our business is absolutely exploding.
What is the deal with plumbing, though? What is hot right now, if anything? I mean, what's failing?
So, a big thing is drains and sewer lines.
Yeah, I tend to forget that's part of
Yeah, that's
plumbing.
constantly an issue. And, of course, we do more sewer replacements than anybody in Colorado, but that's a big thing. But still,
You literally own your own backhoes.
We do.
You own them? Okay.
Yeah, we have 5 backhoes, 5 dump trucks. We have 7 different crews in-house, and we're most...
So why are drains just getting to that age?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an older infrastructure,
Okay.
and you get roots, you get offsets, you get shifting of the soils, all sorts of things.
How about septic? Do you guys do septic systems, Bob?
We don't do septic systems.
Why not? It seems like that would be a natural progression.
Well, again, part of it's because of our service area. Like the gentleman that called from Kiowa, Kiowa, Bennett, those places.
One time they did for me.
In the Denver metro area. Now, we'll do the line up to the septic system.
They helped me one time with my line going to the septic.
Yeah,
you would just think with the equipment they own, they're ready to go.
And we'll do that. We'll take care of the line up to the septic system.
They don't do the system.
We don't do the septic system. We don't do the leach field, none of that.
Okay, so Matthew, getting back to this liquid loan thing, the liquid loan is a line of credit, a 30-year line of credit. Now, if you do it on income property, it might
80%.
It's limited to 80% loan to value, Mark?
That's right.
Okay. And whatever you have left over after paying off the first would be your line, and it works the same way. You have a checking account where you can write checks off that line or keep money in there to pay regular bills, and that counts against the balance, which means, or for the balance, however you want to look at it, which means you owe less on your home when the money's in the bank, even though it's totally liquid.
And if you could pay cash for it, imagine this. Let's say it's $500,000 and you have $500,000. You would just have a line of credit sitting there for $400,000, and you could use it for whatever you want. I mean, anything you want for 30 years.
And then pay it back and take it back out and pay it back and take it back out. And it's only simple interest, too. It doesn't re-ratchet like the amortized loan where it stays the same. It goes up and down.
Something that's amazing to me on this product, there has been one foreclosure.
Interest? No, here's what happens. Here's what I mean. Let's say you buy the house, the rental, $200,000. That's your line of credit. If you have another $100 you can borrow, when you borrow it, you pay interest on it. But if you don't borrow it, you're only paying interest on the $200. Now let's say you have $50,000 in the bank. Just in the bank. That $50,000 counts against your $100,000 loan, so it's as if you only owe $50,000, and you pay less interest for that period of time. When you take that $50 back out again for anything you want, then it goes back to $100. It's liquid. You pay, nothing earns interest except the money that you have in the bank offsets interest, so it is kind of earning interest, whereas normal checking doesn't. If you have more questions, stick around.
Did I make sense? No.
Well, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay, good. No, that's better than I didn't make sense.
But actually, I got questions on that. Is this a specific loan that you have to take?
Yeah,
on?
it's only through one company. You should get
it.
And you should get it. Anybody with good credit should get it.
I mean, I've got such a good interest rate and don't really owe that much, but
then you're even more perfect for it.
So this is through a mortgage company to do this.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's through one bank, actually. It's not even, it's CMG.
Yeah, and you can go to whatever broker you want, but there's ones I recommend.
Yeah, there's definitely brokers that sell it, but it's not like,
Can he go direct to CMG?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, you can. Wells Fargo has, for example, 100 products. This one is only this place.
No, Mark, when you say that, though, is that true? I mean, if you went direct
That's who What's His Face works for, is CMG.
He works for them.
For CMG. His paycheck is CMG.
Oh.
So is it better to go through CMG or AIM?
Well, for your case, I'd go through AIM.
Yeah. Yes, because it'll hold your hand.
It's going to make no difference to you.
So the biggest difference on something like this, like if I got, let's just say, $100,000 in a savings account or checking account, whatever.
That'll offset your mortgage by it.
Okay. So right now it's just sitting there not collecting.
Let's say you only owe $100,000 and you switch to this product, so you're going to get 90% loan to value as a line. Let's say your house is $1 million to take easy numbers, and you owe $100. Okay, you're going to end up with an $800,000 line of credit owing $100,000. If you have $100,000 in your savings account, you would switch it into this account, okay?
And instead of earning
and then you would be paying absolutely zero for mortgage or interest because it's offsetting the entire amount.
Even though that money is still yours.
That money is 100% liquid. You can literally grab it that hour. And then, of course, your line of credit is liquid. You could grab it that hour. And it's good for 30 years.
Now,
and it's tied to
Now,
LIBOR.
the rate is tied and flexible, but because of the simple interest part of it, you really are paying less.
But LIBOR traditionally has very low interest
again, if
rates
you utilize it
compared
right.
to other markers.
Yeah.
LIBOR is one of the lowest rates you can get.
It's an absolutely great product. Here's where it helps out. Someone like you, where it would help out if you had an opportunity. You don't have to mess around. You have the line of credit for whatever. I mean, it's just there. There's no phone calls.
I got a line of credit that's been sitting there for 3 years that I
Exactly.
just don't touch.
This one sits there for 30 years, and there's no re-up each year. In other words, once you're locked into this, unlike a traditional second HELOC, you know, they can basically call that loan each year if they want, you know, depending on your habits with it. This thing's locked in for 30 years. What's really good for people is, let's say you got some equity in your house, you're normal Joe, and you lose your job. You can literally use that to pay your mortgage. You're using your HELOC to pay that simple interest rate while you're finding a new job. You're not in panic mode, but that's why the failure rate on this thing is one person, not 1%, one person, which is incredible.
That is incredible.
Over in Europe, it's everywhere. Over here, they don't like it because they don't like the simple interest. They like that compounded interest on a 30-year thing, where you're paying all that interest your first 15 years.
Right.
Look at an amortization schedule.
Oh,
It's
it's
unbelievable.
crazy.
They rip you off, man.
Yeah, you hardly pay any principal.
But leave it to this country to come up with how to fuck you on a loan. Other countries, they usually don't do that.
Pardon me, I let Rita go, but she wanted you to know they are tacking on late fees, and they told you they weren't going to be doing that.
They didn't tell me that.
No.
I never said that.
Oh, Rita says, Mark said he talked to the office, and they're only going to charge me this and this, but they're adding on late fees. Will you tell Mark?
I never said any of that shit.
All right, I'll email her.
She needs to fucking, I'm telling you right now, she needs to pony up, because she's never going to find another 2-bedroom apartment that'll let 9 people live there.
So we're not renting to her, or the basement bedroom?
Yeah, well, Tom's got that big basement.
No, Tom can't have it either. That's my spot.
Your house could look like her apartment in less than a weekend.
Yeah, I should have moved into Tom's house while I'm waiting for mine to be built.
You technically, I never even thought of it. Except I'm there on weekends with the kids.
Yeah, when you have the kids, you're there. You guys should consolidate that, man. I think you all are nuts.
No, Mark, it's
Property
making me money.
tax.
That's why we're doing it.
Oh, that's true. Right now it is. That's true.
No, it made me a shitload.
No, you're right. I forgot
We
about that.
considered where else to put the money, and this was before my fund, so that was the best place.
There's no good place to put money now. I have that $500,000 sitting in the bank. There's no good place for it.
You're right.
I can think of some good places if you want to write me a check.
I'm telling you.
I sold my
in our
house,
partners.
Bob, and I'm waiting for my new one to be built.
Well,
So
we'll watch after it, won't we?
So I have that cash, but there's no place to get any kind of decent return on it that's safe.
I know what you're talking about.
You need to just go to just find a good money guy, Doc. Seriously.
I spoke to a couple of people,
You just don't like it.
and they just said the safest thing is, right now, just put it.
Well, that's true. The safest thing. That's hard to argue with.
Right, because I need it.
Although with inflation the way it's heading, you almost have to make about 5% to stay fucking normal, to stay flush.
At least.
But I'm going to need the cash in 10 months. The whole thing. I can't take it out.
What do you need it for?
To buy the new house.
Oh,
When I get the mortgage for the new
I
house.
got you. Oh yeah, you can't even get a fucking long-term CD.
Right.
CDs don't pay jack shit now.
Right.
But even if he could even do 2%, that'd be great. But that's based on a year. He'd get.
No, I get 2%. It's liquid.
Oh, the
Buy it.
savings account.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually right. You should put it where his online bank is. You just get 2%.
Yeah. I should look at bankrate.com.
Now, if you look at it this way, one roll of that fucking roulette wheel, you could have the house for free, or fuck it, you have nothing.
I could be retired forever.
Can you imagine that?
Oh, I guarantee people have done it. There's no doubt.
Wouldn't
that be a great reality show? But they'd have to be real. Phony baloney.
Some guy did that about 10 years ago. Some Australian guy.
He hit it?
He went on some TV show, like 60 Minutes or something, and put everything he owned on a roulette wheel.
And what happened?
I think he lost. He put it on red or black.
That would suck.
And he lost. But
You know what? If you truly look at odds and how odds are, it doesn't matter if that roulette wheel hit black 50 times in a row. That very next spin, you have the exact same odds of hitting red or black as you did. Yeah, but it's fucking mind-blowing
Well, you know
that it
what?
works that way.
The casinos have said that the best thing for roulette is when they put those things over the roulette table. Where
Oh, so people are going
people
red,
are
red,
watching
red, red.
They have the last 20 rolls, and people look at it. Oh, it's
The
not-
whole trick to roulette, and I called it trick, ultimately
There
you
is no
lose.
trick.
You just always bet the same thing, though. You never change your bet.
Yeah, because the odds.
Because it'll sway your way or their way.
But
And if you leave when it's swaying your way,
Yeah,
good
but
for you.
because of the greed, you know.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. We are fighting for you in every way we can. Plumbline Services is with us today talking about plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Sue, you got an email for Plumbline.
I do. It says, we bought a high-efficient carrier furnace from you 6 years ago. Wonder how you felt about an electrostatic filter.
I think electrostatic filters are fantastic.
The best.
Yes. There are other options.
The best, Jerry.
We have HEPA filters. There's a lot of different filtration systems.
All right,
but
I've got
love
to
'em.
ask this, Bob. Then
Love electric.
So how much?
Let's explain how they work first.
Well, okay, but typical cost of one, and then I just want to compare that to the Walmart filter I buy and replace once a month.
Okay, now hold on. We're not talking about filtration for the furnace. We're talking about the air in the house.
And it's both actually because
it is both.
What these are going to give you a better filter.
Less resistance.
Less resistance.
So like allergens. It helps with allergens.
Everything.
Correct. So, for example, when you go to the store and buy the filters, you're either buying a cheap filter, which lets a lot of stuff through, but it allows great airflow through.
Which you want.
Yep.
Or you buy the more dense filters, which restrict airflow, which are hard on your system,
and basically doesn't get your house hot enough.
And this does both.
This does both. So it's
better.
You still get the great airflow and you get the filtration.
Yeah. So the airflow, because it's not using a filter. It's using wires and electricity.
So how do you clean the allergens off of it?
Well, I have mine, and you take a little tray and you empty it. I mean, every once in a while you pull the coil and you can hose it off, but I mean, it electrocutes things. I don't know how else to put it, Bob.
How does it work?
That's basically
it electrocutes things in the air down to microns, and in fact, it drops it into a little tray. It's not even like a toaster tray. We're not talking big stuff. We're talking like microns.
And then that's it? You just empty it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
There's no other maintenance to it.
Well, every once in a while, you can pull out the coil.
Well, I don't mean just a typical cleaning, but I mean you don't have to buy extra things for it.
Nope.
No. And when I'm in there, you can hear
like a
every now
bug
and then.
zapper?
No, not quite. It's so less than that because the things they're zapping are tiny.
Okay,
well,
then
although
how much are they? So if a new system, let's say, is $5,000, to add this to it, is it $6,000?
No, what is the low and high price of a electrostatic system for the whole house?
You have to have a new system in order to get
No, you don't. No, you
can add them.
You can retrofit.
You're probably looking at between $700 and on the high end, maybe $1,900.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Okay, cheaper than I thought.
And you never buy a filter after that. Edward, you have a question. Go ahead, Edward. What is your question?
Good morning. I have an electrical plumbing question. I need to put or want to put a bathroom, just a toilet and a sink in my basement. And I haven't spoken with anyone. I want to get an idea of approximately what I'm going to be looking at, as well as the condos that I live in was built back in the 70s, and I have some ungrounded outlets.
Okay, I want to ask you something, Edward. When you talk about a basement, Are you you're talking about a condo or a townhome, right? And you have access to your basement, right?
Correct.
Is your basement finished?
Part of it is finished.
Okay, well, where you want to put the bathroom? Is it a concrete floor there?
I want to put the concrete would have to be broken, and there is no. I'm not sure if
that's what I'm asking. They did not rough in the drain.
No.
And they did not. Hold on. And they did not rough in the hot and cold water.
Not that I can see.
Okay,
There
then
is a
what you're
closet.
talking about is literally channeling through the concrete, running pipe, or you can actually, there are cheating ways to do it. But, Bob, one of the things I've seen is where they come out of the wall with PEX. Is that called PEX or whatever, that plastic? And the only thing they burrow the concrete for is the drain. But
Wait. Why not? Listen to what I'm saying. Why not put one of those toilets like in my coach in there? That's a blender, and then you can discharge out of nothing.
I mean, I guess technically you could put an RV toilet in, but
no. I mean, you can't. They make them for homes. There's no doubt.
No, do they?
Of course they do.
Are you sure?
Yes, and the output is no bigger than
well,
this.
It's a macerator pump, but I think that I don't know of anyone who uses those in residence. Maybe a hunting cabin or something. Or why would you use it? In other words,
when you're adding a bathroom to where there's no plumbing?
But do they actually sell them for that? I mean, I've never heard of it. Bob, have you ever sold one? Ever?
I have never sold one, never heard of it.
But I mean, I know they make them. They're macerator pumps that go in the drain line, but they're for RVs. I can see maybe a hunting cabin where you're not going to have a drain system. I don't know. But I don't know. Listen, what do you do in a case like that? Have you put bathroom rough in where you've had concrete?
We do, absolutely. Yeah, we'll break up the concrete and put the drain lines in. And
then reconcrete?
Yep. Now,
that can be expensive.
What is your question? It can be very expensive. What is your question, though, Edward?
Like how much?
Or because you were asking about electricity and other things.
Right. Well, it sounds like that's going to the bathroom problem that I had. Well, not problem, but what I want to do in my bathroom is it might take a back seat. It's going to have to take a back seat on the electrical. There is when the basement was finished, evidently, there are. It's really strange. It's like someone put extra outlets in, and two of the outlets are grounded, but two of the outlets are not grounded. It's like it was one outlet on the wall, on each wall, and someone came and stuck an additional outlet on each side, but none of them are not none of them, but two of them are not grounded.
Okay, well, whoever you call out to do the work, do you already have a contractor?
No, this is prior to contract. I always call before I have anything done.
Yeah, just make sure whoever you're calling has all the licensing requirements, because you don't want people cutting corners, and it sounds like maybe that's what somebody did here, and you're going to have to pull a permit, and of course they're going to be inspecting everything, not only the work that is being done, but work that has been done
Now,
prior.
by the way, we looked at the Santa Flow. Home Depot has.
That's the way for him.
Yeah,
to
but
go.
that's not really a macerator. What it is? It's a grinder pump.
It definitely
but
is.
here's what it is. There is a toilet that has on the back of it a grinder and a pump. So when you flush it, it goes into looks like a 2-inch line,
and you can go up.
To your drain line, so it can go up to the drain line in the basement with a check valve, so to keep the drain.
And when you say an RV toilet like you were before, this isn't. It's a toilet.
No, it is. But this is called Santa Flow. But this is not. What I'm trying to get at is it's not for the faint of heart. This is a totally different system for extreme cases here. So if you do want to put it on flat concrete, what would happen is the back of it has a macerator pump below, and when you flush, it goes into this pump and is pumped up into your sewer line. Do you have a sewer line in your ceiling? Because many houses have it in the ceiling of the basement.
You would tap in right under your toilet upstairs.
Yeah. Can you see the ceiling in your basement?
Yeah, I can see the ceiling, and there's a utility trunk that comes down from the upper.
Yeah, you can tap into that, but you need a check valve, obviously.
So these are around $1,300. But here's what I want to say to Tom. I realize this one that you're looking at looks weird.
It doesn't look that weird.
Well, they make some where it's all one unit that you would never be able to tell the difference, but they're more like $3 or $4 grand compared to this 1,300.
Well, there's one right here where they hide it. I mean, here's the deal, man. That technology can solve almost any problem, but it's how much do you want to go through to do it. So anyway, as far as the electrical, though, to ground circuits that are not grounded, they have ways they do that with wiring and with connectors on each end. You've seen those, right, Bob?
Yep.
There are ways to do it without running new wire. You don't have aluminum wire, right?
Oh, no, there's no aluminum wire.
How old is your house?
At all. It was built in '74, and the contractor that built the house, from what I understand from the president, is that there were 3 contractors in this particular unit, and the first one the units that I'm in were the first that were built, and that was the worst contractor, and they did very shoddy electrical work.
Yeah. But there are good electricians can handle that. They can take care of that grounding.
So should I go from panel in? Would that be probably the best thing to do?
What do you mean from panel in? You already have the circuits out there. They're just not grounded, right?
Correct.
Well, what do you mean?
What I'm saying is that by the place being so old, should I look into replacing or upgrading my panel?
Well, that's a whole different question. The panel.
Yeah, so you're basically either asking should I replace the panel or run new circuits, and it could it could be you might want to upgrade your panel at the same time, but again I would get a licensed contractor out there for something like this, Edward. Now this is another important thing to consumers is make sure you're hiring the right company for the right job. You're looking at doing a remodel.
Right.
And we can certainly do that. We have all the capabilities. It's going to cost you considerably more by using a company like Plumline. So to do a project like this, a bathroom remodel, a kitchen remodel, you want to hire a company that does that kind of work.
Right. And then they can sub out 1 or 2 things if they need to, but you don't want to hire a plumbing company to do it.
Right. We're a residential service company, so we come in and do emergency replacement and repairs and those type of things. And again, we have the capability to do anything you want.
But it might be too expensive.
It's a different business model. It's remodels, commercial, new construction, residential service. They're all completely different business models.
Do you get it? So, Edward, you really do need a remodeling company. I would talk to Genesis or someone like that. To come in and say, what would it cost to do this? Now, as far as a panel upgrade, of course, you may call in Plumline and say, okay, I'm having this done by Genesis, and Genesis may call Plumline, or you might call them, or Genesis might just have an electrician come in and do it. But the point is you may not need it. It depends on how much service you have, and you definitely don't have to run all new circuits if you upgrade your panel, unless there was something wrong with your wiring. And if you only have one circuit that's not grounded, there are ways to ground circuits now with technology without running new wire. So you need someone who's up on all of that.
We have a electrician. That's all they do on referral list, Williams & Sons. I think this would be perfect to get a bid from.
Anyway, they do new construction as well. 303-713-8255.
Hey, Tom, the guy's wife from Florida called back on the precision.
So that toilet, you also can do a shower next to it and a sink, and they run into the same mastinator. And then you can run the plumbing. Anyway, man,
He doesn't want to pay for it. And that's what the problem is.
The blender part's unbelievable. Anything you throw in this thing, man, comes out. I mean, it's crazy.
He's made changes, so he doesn't want to miss his name.
In a shower, it is just like that.
I will be happy to do it.
Yeah. I made this myself.
No, come on.
Well, the consumer. K&H Home Solutions.
They will do plumbing. No, they're not going to do plumbing. They'll do roofing, gutters, siding, windows, doors, whatever you need. K&H has what you're looking for. And K&H has 30% off this month. K&H Home Solutions. I've known these guys the whole time. I've been in Colorado more than 40 years. They've been in business 65 years. I was there when the original owner handed over the reins to Ted Rowland, and K&H Home Solutions was born from K&H Windows. What you need is to get them to your home. They've been established 65 years. They'll gladly give you an estimate on the beautiful soft light replacement windows they have. 7 years straight with the Energy Star Award. Also, Everlast Siding, the best siding in the business. Lifetime of durability, waterproof and color fast. Provia entry doors. This month, 30% off. khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. All right. Investments right now are all over the place. If you're in the stock market, there's a good chance you got stung. But if you have become the banker, you made a guaranteed 4% plus a 1% dividend tax-free. Why? That 4% tax-free because it's tied to a life insurance policy. But the idea is not to get life insurance. The idea is to have the cash value because the government gives you special tax treatment with that. You can make it tax-free, and Become the Banker tells you how. You use it through your life to borrow from. You use it in retirement and never pay tax. It grows tax-free. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information.
Individual rates coverage offering.
Subject to transition, unavailable at all. If you run a small
That's another thing I don't quite understand. Maybe be the banker. How that works. You do it?
Yeah. It's quite intriguing. Now, you don't put all your money in it, but it's good for some. Especially if you want life insurance.
Yeah, I love it.
The really life insurance component is the least important. But here's what it is, very simple. You establish policy, and then the government gives you guidelines on how much you can overfund it.
Thanks, John.
Okay. They won't do too much overfunding.
So like 4,000, 250,000.
Well, let's say you get a life insurance policy for 100 grand, 200 grand, or whatever. 1% of what you put in there goes to that policy. The cost of insurance. The rest of it goes to investment. So if you put 100 grand, I mean, you get to choose how much you want to pay in a premium.
So you are funding the life insurance policy.
You are overfunding. So if your premium is whatever 1% is, let's say your premium is I'm just going to give you a stupid number, $100 a month. You can decide to put in $800 a month, or you can decide to put in a certain lump sum every year. Okay. So once it's in there, it grows tax-free. Okay? So it's 4% guaranteed by contract, tax-free. So that's like for you 8%. So basically it's growing. Now you get a cash value. Let's say you put 100 each year for 3 years. You got 300 in there, plus more because it grew. You can borrow it. Send your kid to college. You don't pay tax on it. And you pay it back the way you want it. It's yours. Become the banker. So you pay it back, and let's say the life insurance policy is paying 4%, so you're paying 4% for that money missing, right? So let's say you pay yourself back 8%. So that's an extra 4% you're putting back. Or you pay yourself 12%. There's also a limit there as to how much you have, but you pay yourself back with additional interest, which puts more money in there.
But you're the one paying the interest, so how is that a benefit?
Well, it's a benefit because you're taking, well, no, because that money you pay yourself back, you're limited by the government on how much money you can put into that to grow tax-free.
Okay.
Except the interest you charge is a sneaky way to get more money in there that grows tax-free.
Okay.
So the idea is to use this fund instead of a credit card or a car loan. Pay yourself back. If you're going to make car payments anyway, pay yourself back. That pays off the policy loan, right? Now you have more money than you started with because you paid yourself that interest.
So if you don't, if you don't use credit cards, you don't have car loans, stuff like that, is there any advantage to doing
Well, yeah, because you still have to pay for that stuff. Right. You pay for it out of the bank. It's better to pay for it out of this.
If you're going to pay, say, $50,000 for a car,
it's better to pay out of here because then you put that money back with interest and you get to sneak more money from your bank into that account to grow tax-free. In retirement, ultimately, what you do is borrow from it monthly if you want, or quarterly or yearly for income.
Okay.
and never pay it back.
And could you take it on a lump sum?
Yes. It becomes a policy loan that's payable with the death benefit. So it's important that the death benefit will always be a percentage of the line of credit, of what you can borrow. The death benefit grows as well.
Okay.
So there's a formula. So the insurance company is always paid back. Or your estate always gets what you paid in, always.
Okay.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. David has a comment on that Florida contractor because, anyway, we've been working on that. In fact, Deputy Doc called. And what is your comment on that, David? You heard the problem. What is your comment?
Well, I didn't have a comment on it. I have a friend of mine from Florida called me, and he was really upset about his elderly mother being taken advantage of by an electrician.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second, then, and I'll come back to you, because I thought you were calling about...
I thought he had a solution for
maybe
helping.
He does.
That's...
Maybe he does. Let me talk to Ken first. Ken, you called originally about this Florida contractor, and Ken...
You mean Mark.
What's that?
Mark, I'm Ken.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. So
remember me, Tom?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, so Mark, you called originally about this contractor, and we called the contractor, and and you claimed that the contractor is not living up to the contract. Basically, he's not doing the job, and you've already paid him. So Anderson Enclosures, T.J. Anderson in Port Charlotte, was contracted for this patio. You said the job was supposed to be $12,000. You paid $5,500. Now the guy won't come back because he says you owe a lot more. Now, what did he have to say, Deputy Doc?
I spoke to his wife, who said that the reason that they're in conflict with Mark is because... Now, Mark, remember, this is what they're telling me. We're not saying it's right or wrong. But what they're saying is that you've made several changes to the original contract, that there's additional work to be done, and because of that, you're not willing to pay the extra money, and therefore, they're not willing at this point to continue with it. I asked them if they were willing to come on. They said no. There's certain things they can't discuss. They have discussed it with their attorney, and I got the impression, Mark, that they're going to be filing a suit in small claims court for the additional money. So that's where it stands right now.
Okay. They say they're going to sue you.
Bring it on.
Well,
there's no contract. There's no...
I know.
They say that you keep making changes. Did you make changes?
There's nothing done, so there was no changes.
No,
they're saying for what you want done. It's different than what you originally asked for.
We never got to the point where you could say there were never any prints, so you can't...
So he has a point,
Deputy Doc.
If they never even started the job,
nor do they have plans, what changes... is she referring to? What changes?
Well, apparently what he initially asked for. I'm only reporting what she told me. She didn't want to go into detail because she said that she's unable to talk about it because she's contacted her lawyer. But the bottom line is she's saying he's made changes. He doesn't want to pay for the changes. We're going to talk to our lawyer about it.
And he's saying, I didn't make any changes because they haven't even showed me a plan. I don't even know what they're doing to change.
Again,
was there any? Well, you did tell them something when they were starting the job. You did say this is not going to fit this, and this is not right. What is that? That's what they might be calling a change.
When they were going to start,
yeah.
I had never seen these prints that I was looking for, so that we were talking apples to apples.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I needed it to be like this part. And I never okayed what you're doing here today. So they were like out on their own. They just made this stuff up. Look, seriously.
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Well, it's just a typical, we run to Alzheimer, he said, she said.
If I were you right now, I would go after my $5,500 like you have plans to do, and I would avoid the discussion about the work because you never had a contract. You just didn't get anything of value for $5,500. And then I'd hire somebody else to do the rest. 303-713-8255. Now, David, you were calling in because someone had a problem with a contractor in Florida. Were you going to give us some advice?
No. I was going to ask you for some advice and direction.
Okay. What do you need advice on? This woman in Florida is being taken advantage of. How?
Was taken advantage of. She lives in Ocala,
Florida, right?
Right. Her son also lives in Florida, closer to Tampa.
Yeah.
And called me, and he was really upset. So I'm getting you.
No, go ahead. I can give us some advice that is the best I can. So this woman in Ocala, did she hire an electrician?
Yes. Her house took a lightning strike.
Okay.
And she she hired this electrician.
Right, for repairs after a lightning strike.
After a lightning strike.
Okay, what happened then?
She lost her TV and 3 boxes. I don't know the combination of light switches and outlets.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. But they told her that in order to prevent her house from burning down, they needed to go in and change out all the outlets and all the switches because they were back-wired as opposed to around the side screws.
Wait. Back-wired as opposed to side screws, that doesn't matter.
No, and they were quoting the NEC revised edition of 2017 that you had to sidewire them and torque the screws down to 20 pounds.
Now, have you ever heard of that? I know, Bob, you're not an electrician, but have you ever heard of not being able to use the push-in connections on outlets and switches?
I have not, but as you said, I'm not an electrician. And you said they were citing the NEC?
They were citing the NEC. Now, my friend who called...
By the way, I should ask this first. Did she end up replacing all switches and outlets?
For the tune of $8,000.
Huh. Was it a big house?
No. She lives in a retirement community by herself. She's in her very late 80s.
Well, I mean, that's...
one other codicil to this, and I can't be certain, but somewhere along the way, whether or not she had signed the contract and the salesperson was still there, or after talking to her neighbors who said, don't do it, she wanted to cancel, and they said, you can't because you've already signed the contract.
Well, that's possible. I mean, I don't know what the specific conditions were, but I guess what I need to know is, where does it stand right now? She paid the money and has the work done already?
The work's been done. The money has not been paid yet.
Okay. Well,
she doesn't have $8,000.
Well, then why did she sign to do it?
Because they scared the bejeebies out of her.
No, but I mean, how had she planned to pay for it?
That I don't know. Unless she's going to hit my friend up for it, then
does she have in writing them saying that they needed to be replaced because of the push-in connectors?
I haven't gotten that information yet. Mike is supposed to send me the invoice.
Well, we need something to look at.
Okay.
And, you know, we have friends in high places in Florida. We might be able to do something, but we have to know that they lied to her. And I'm looking it up. I don't know what the code is. Well, no, they commented on National Electric Code, didn't they?
Right. And I'm sorry, this is David that we're speaking with?
Yeah.
I mean, David, you know, we have so much
Can we
limited
check with one of your electricians?
With one of my electricians?
Because if they're citing the National Electric Code, your electricians might know, or probably will know, if push-in connectors have been so-called outlawed, and you have to torque them with side screws.
Yeah, I can have one of my master electricians.
All right.
I have several actually.
Let's figure this out. We'll come back and talk about it.
It sounds like bullshit to me.
If he has a number, I mean, we can call him off there.
Now, impact traffic from the DuckDuckGo Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Discovery. 70s running at the speed limit both directions through Denver.
So Ross Kaminsky was telling me, that's why I was late coming back in. These kids now are doing these this challenge. It's called Something Lick, where they steal shit from their school.
Oh, right.
And then they put it up on TikTok or whatever. Right. And it's so bad, like Littleton High School, all their bathrooms are fucking literally closed. Because, I mean, these kids are stealing, like, the fucking toilets, man. So whoever can steal the shit and get it home and do these TikToks, getting millions of likes and shit. So this thing is huge. But they have all the fucking bathrooms closed except for one where they're, like, heavily monitoring it now with like a fucking teacher in there and shit.
Every week they seem to come up with a new TikTok challenge.
This is crazy though. It's so
You know, last week it was the milk crates. Did you see that?
No, that milk crate shit was.
Hold on. Rocky Mountain IV Medics.com. Rocky Mountain IV Medics, portable IV medics that come to your home, and they're medical professionals, and they don't charge you any more than these IV clinics, you see. So why go somewhere when you can just have it in the comfort of your home or office, even the studio where I have it. Now, I have mine for NEC and other supplements and hydration. You can get it for migraines, hangovers. If you're sick, if you have COVID and want to get over the hump, IV therapy is one of the most common therapies for wellness. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You can call for same day, sometimes same hour appointments. And you can text as well, 720-987-2155. BlakeHarrisLaw.com for estate planning. But before you do the estate plan, you have a lot of questions, and that's where Blake Harris comes in. He won't charge you for answers. And when you hire him to do an estate plan, like a will, a trust, maybe you want a beneficiary's deed or some kind of a payable on death certificate, for bank accounts or for transferring cars, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Ask him about it. He charges flat rates for what he does. And he can help you avoid lawsuits and protect your assets. One of the main reasons you have an estate plan. Call and ask about it. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Trees make you feel good, and the Tree Farm's 50-cent tree sale will make...
So on the guy Mark, that it is what it is. He's going to have to deal with whatever the court stuff is.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, he said, she said.
He said, she said. Yep.
Is David getting a copy of the agreement to you, or?
Let me ask him real quick. Hang on.
I love shit blenders.
That guy, that looks like a piece of crap.
Facing a job loss?
What's that?
Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k. Hi, I'm Linda Gordon, host of Your Money, the Retirement Life and Health. 720-488-8604.
The garbage can pump. What's that?
720-488-8604.
I don't misunderstand the trust fund thing.
I said, how does he misunderstand it? I don't understand what you're saying, so I'm dying to see what he's saying.
I mean, I absolutely said that.
Our kids are designed for first-time growers and experts alike with everything you need for the perfect home grow, including step-by-step directions and video kit setup to make growing at home fun and easy while saving thousands of dollars. Odorless and silent, our kits fit easily into your home. Designed by experts and loved by thousands of customers, our kits include the highest quality tents, lights, filters, and natural soils, all at around 65% less than your local hydroponics store. Just add seeded tap water and enjoy your first harvest in as little as 90 days. The perfect organic home set.
Okay, it's exactly what I say.
Right to your door.
What?
Right now.
That article.
That's why I emailed.
It's exactly what you said.
I have no idea what he's saying. Unless the only thing I might have missed when you were talking about Florida's shit, I didn't know if he maybe thought you were talking about Colorado, but Florida, I don't know.
is like the Nazis going after people. The disinfo doctors, they're calling it now. If doctors do not buy lock, stock, and barrel every fucking line of the narrative about vaccines, about masks, about all of it, they're called disinfo docs. And some of them are losing their fucking licenses.
Or at least their practice.
So where you're saying they don't lose their licenses, you're dead?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, my God.
Disinfo docs.
Yeah, disinfo docs. How about this? One Oregon doc loses license for not wearing a mask when treating patients, even though he had negative tests and was vaccinated.
That's crazy.
He lost his license.
It's crazy.
Are you guys still masks in people's homes?
In homes, yes. Even the only exception is if the customer, not us, but the customer says, "I've been vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, I'm okay with you removing the mask."
I won't let anyone in my home that wears a mask.
But
I tell them that I don't want you in my fucking house.
So what are you going to do on Halloween?
That's because I don't want them in my fucking house. Because it does nothing, and they're buying into it. I don't want them doing service in my home unless they feel comfortable enough to take it off. I don't want you in my home, and that's my right.
Yeah, but
It is your right.
But I told him, and I told him, I said it's got to be the customer's recommendation.
Well, yeah.
Because I don't want emails coming saying, "Hey."
I mean, I refuse. I don't care if people get. I don't care if people get vaccinated. All that shit. Do all you want, but fucking masks. You don't wear. I don't want them. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. David, what information do you have? And I don't know who it's for. Is it for someone who called?
No, this is David, and I had a question for Bob.
Bob. Oh, for Bob Logan. Okay, fine. I wasn't sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Bob, I'm a VIP member, and you're on today, and it reminds me I have to make my fall appointment to have you come out and check a furnace system. It was installed, I believe, in 2018, and in the spring, it's always been too cold to put gauges on it. Is that something, if it's warm enough when they come out, can be part of that service?
Absolutely. We can do that.
What do you mean by putting gauge? What is he talking about? The air conditioning check?
Yeah, so especially if you're getting an XL rebate,
yes,
they won't allow you to do the test if it's below 70 degrees. Because they feel that.
And what does this test do?
It's going to be inaccurate.
What does the test do?
Well, you're checking the temperatures, pressures, everything on the system. Basically, what we do on any tune-up or systems check.
But what does that have to do with a rebate?
Well, so we have to do that and submit it to XL in order for the customer to get their rebate. Yes.
Yeah, and that was originally done, and I got my rebate.
Okay, and so yeah, but we still so we also, if it's too cold, we don't want to charge you for a test that may not be accurate. And
because it has to be warm enough where you can see the temperature drop.
Yeah, so we're so yes, right now would be an ideal time to get that done, and we can do it for both your furnace and your air conditioner. And that's what, sometimes people will say, well, let me do my furnace in the fall and air conditioner in the spring. You get it done once a year. Get them both done. That way you don't have to take 2 days off work and don't have to mess with it. We can get them both done at the same time.
David, what kind of rebate do you get from XL?
Well, I forget what it was. It was the rebate for installing. The Plumline came in and installed a new furnace and new
high efficiency, right?
High efficiency. Also did my FTP. It changed out my Federal Pacific Service panel.
Right. Good. Because those were dangerous. Thank you, David. And let's see, Dennis, you have a comment on that Florida call. Go ahead, Dennis. Dennis? Okay, that was the wrong one. That was David. So Dennis is here. Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis. There you are. Go ahead.
So the guy that's having problems with a Florida contractor, the best thing about construction in Florida is they have a very active contractors licensing board.
Yes.
And he can make a complaint right through the contractors licensing board and potentially tap this guy's licensing bond.
You know, they are pretty active. In fact, Dennis, I know contractors in Florida who messed up, and they're considered felonies because it was over a certain amount of money and they didn't do the work or complete the job. One guy was facing his third count, and you know what that would have meant to him? 3 strikes, life in prison. Think about that. What are you in for? Remodeling. I mean, it's incredible to me how strict they are. So thank you for that. They do have active licensing there, and they do police them. Shane, you have a liquid loan question?
Yeah, I've got a home. I owe about 45 on it. It's worth about 300, and I'm looking at buying a property with a modular on it. They want 6%, where I'm paying 3% because of the modular for a loan. Would a liquid loan work for me?
Well, the liquid loan would work on a conventional home, and then you could use the extra money to buy your other one. So in other words, do you have a conventional loan on a house?
Yes.
And how much equity is in it?
$250.
All right. So depending on the loan to value, you can borrow. You can put a liquid loan on that house, and then use the money, the equity, the extra, the line of credit to buy your modular.
Right.
They don't care what you use it for as long as you pay it back or pay the interest.
Yeah, they won't let you get that loan on a modular house, though.
No. You can't get the liquid loan on the modular, but if you have another home, that's where you get the loan and then use the credit, the line of credit, to buy what you want.
Would that be worth doing? Go in that direction?
You would save on interest, but why do you want to do a modular is the question.
It's a property with a modular on it.
Yeah, and why do you want that? Is it a good deal?
Yeah, it's got more acreage. It's just the area,
Okay, so how many acres? How many acres?
3 acres.
Are you going to move to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then why wouldn't you just sell the house that you're in and just buy it?
Well, I'm kind of thinking about using the house that we're in as a VRBO deal.
Oh, okay. Well, you can get a liquid loan on it before it turns into that, because then you could honestly say it's your primary residence, and then use the extra funds to buy the modular. You're asking me, would I buy a modular on 3 acres? Never. Okay, you asked me the question. No, I would not. Modulars are bad news. You'll find buyers eventually, but they're bad news. Okay, they just have a stigma. I wish they didn't, but they do. More coming up.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store. I-70's running at the speed limit both directions through Denver. We have an accident northbound I-25 at 6. That's bunching us up from Santa Fe. In the north end, a wreck on 120th.
So these doctors, 2 disinfo docs that were censured in Florida, were hired by the governor to head up special task force. That governor is almost as crazy as Trump, isn't he? Yeah.
He's probably going to have a decent run.
He's very outspoken.
He's not as
crazy
verbally. I'll say that. How's that?
What amazes me is you have a country of 350 million people. 350 million. And the best we can do is get a fucking idiot like Biden, a dementia-ridden elder statesman, as president.
No, I know. O'Brien Legal
Services. That's Brad O'Brien and team to do real estate law for you, to review documents, buying and selling documents, maybe partnership documents. If you're buying real estate with someone you're not related to, you need a partnership agreement. Oh, it can stave off a lot of problems. Now, the other thing you might want is to carry the loan. Get some income from selling property. He can handle that too, whatever it is. If it comes to real estate, O'BrienLegalServices.com, it's OLSLaw.com, OLSLaw.com, 720-370-7388. And speaking of real estate, There's either refinancing or purchase money loans, and Ideal Home Loans is a lender that offers you all kinds of options. First and foremost, the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down after you close, they refinance you free of charge. You can call them for details, 303-867-7000. They also have credit optimization. They take people who have already been approved and help them get better credit numbers with tweaking their credit to get them better pricing. IdealHomeLoans.com. They also have the incredible pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. It really is. You're already approved. You're done. They put the money aside. You're done. They approved you. When you find the house and it appraises, they can fund it within days. IdealHomeLoans.com. Make your offer stand out. 303-867-7000.
Will you?
With a free retirement assessment, an Allred financial advisor can help you start planning, protecting, and maximizing your life savings while considering the retirement stresses of today, whether it's inflation, healthcare costs, or Social Security complexities. Discover the steps to take now to reach your financial goals tomorrow. Call 866-770-2728. There's no cost or commitment. Call 866-770-2728 or visit allredfinancial.com. Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, how to find your home too, but maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Shakini.
In some cases, deposits taken by contractors where work was not done.
First-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors wouldn't show us up. Where to start, Todd? Dad, just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Dunright, we offer only the finest cabinet services, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bathroom. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasy will become your reality. Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, showers, and floors, and you can replace your windows and doors. We have our word with right. 303-722-2295.
That's bullshit about the Contractors Trust Act. You'd think if you're a contractor, they should force you to know the law.
Well, that was just a bankruptcy court decision that set some precedent. It doesn't mean that another judge won't look at that differently.
But precedents are often upheld.
Yeah, but we don't know the exact circumstance on that one. It could have been a very unique circumstance.
Plus years of HR experience to work for you, ready to help you develop a...
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, for example, the guy might have just moved here from, you know, fucking Arkansas. I don't know. I don't know the circumstance.
Yeah, I'm surprised that ignorance is a defensible action.
Well, I think it's always been defensible when it comes to sentencing, but not guilt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're right.
HR solutions you need. Expand your possibilities because of disparity.
But there's certainly whether or not you knew about the act.
I'm going to say this. If it's not intentional, like, I do want to say this. I don't think we need to fuck with bankruptcy laws too much when it comes to stuff like this. Because really, we have those, we want people to get a fresh start. So if we have so many laws saying they can't do it, it could really fuck shit up.
Yeah, the economy.
But again, you know, as always, Mark, it depends on motive and intention.
Correct. Right. And maybe that's what the judge was looking at this case.
There is fraud. There are fraud statutes that you know you're not supposed to. You know, if you're planning a bankruptcy, they can dismiss it.
Succeed anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Twitter. Denver's talk station is at 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Celia, you've been waiting a long time. I'm so sorry. Shane, I'll go back to you in a second here, but Celia, I'm sorry. I just realized how long you've been waiting. I'm sorry for missing you. What's going on?
No problem, Tom. Hey, yesterday I talked to Mark,
Yes.
About there's been somebody up the street, well, not too far from here anyway. They stole their catalytic converter out of their car.
Yes.
And it was on. They posted something about it on.
I figured out what she's talking about. So there's a company around her house. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Thanks, Mark.
They take. Listen to this, Tom. Tell me what you think about this, and you too, Bob. So cat converters are getting stolen left and right.
Yes.
We all know that. So this company will etch your VIN number into your cat and then spray paint it, both hopefully as a deterrent for thieves not steal it. I say it's BS because I don't think some homeless thief is going to give a crap if he's carrying something around that's purple or not.
First of all, paint's not going to stick to it, or at least not on the whole thing. But
and the people they sell it to.
But the etching won't matter either. I mean, because first of all, they'd have to be aware that the etching is there. They don't care if etching is there.
And the people that buy these are unscrupulous already. They know they're stolen.
I don't think it would help at all. It's a gimmick. Hey, etch your ID or etch something on the cat to prove it's yours. First and foremost, that's assuming that anyone cares and will go looking for it. And then when they do go looking for it, they're going to find your name and call you. I mean, police aren't going to go that. Police don't investigate these things.
And the people that buy these already aren't supposed to be buying them. They're already breaking the law by taking them. It's evident they're stolen. They don't walk into your recycling plant with a cat converter that's not stolen.
Right. Celia, no one sells aftermarket cats individually like this. So if someone offers it to you, they stole it. So the other OEM is really where you get them. And the other thing is this, having an etching on there. If people start charging for this service, it's as crazy as that stupid title lock, people steal your house every day, and they don't steal your house. They attempt to steal your house, but they don't actually get your house when you have a title and you can prove it if there's fraud. But what I'm getting at is this thing, if it's etched, how will anyone even know it's etched to begin with? So they're going to go underneath with their saw, and they're not even going to look at it because it's at night. They're going to just take it off. So it's not going to prevent it. So then the second line of reasoning is it won't maybe prevent it, but then it'll keep the guy from selling it. No, it won't, because everyone dealing in used cats are thieves. So now it's not going to stop somebody from doing that. So the third line of reasoning, well, it'll help me trace it. Who's going to trace it? You're assuming some detective is going to go looking for some chop shop. They're going to see a bunch of cats and say, oh, boy, we hit a payload. They're all etched. We know who they belong to.
And what good would they be? Because at this point, you've already got a new cat or you're not driving your car. You can't drive your car with the cat missing.
Is there someone actually trying to sell this service?
Yeah, that's what she saw on the news, right?
Yeah, I know the shop.
Yeah, it's right down the street from her.
How much are they charging?
No, it's on Kipling.
How much are they charging?
$79.
Man, they're ingenious.
You know what? I'll do it
ingenious.
for $20. I'll grab a Sharpie and a can of spray paint.
First of all, the paint's not going to stick. The etching is useless. I'd like to call the company, though, have them give a pitch on the air. What's wrong with that? I mean, it's not like they're cheating you. It's just they're giving you a useless service. More coming up.
You want to hear a crazy story?
I'm just seeing, like, here comes a guy walking down the street with a cat. You got to picture two pipes hanging out of it from the middle of the exhaust. No matter if it's painted purple or not painted, you know it's stolen.
Right. Who cares what it's, you know what?
It's just the craziest idea.
Can you buy an OEM cat if yours gets stolen? Are they available?
Yeah. But that's the other thing. Your car literally won't even start.
Right. Well, that was my question. Are they available, or is it supply chain?
No, you can get them.
Yeah.
But you're only going to have it missing. Your car is going to get towed to a shop, and you're going to get it fixed within a few days because you can't drive your car.
Right.
So even if they do recover it, it's fucking useless.
Half your pipes are laying on the ground.
And I'm not so sure, according to Colorado law, if you can put a used cat in a fucking car now. So I don't even know. That's an interesting question. Can you put your own used cat back in that car? I don't even know if that...
Well, they're just going to have to melt it down for the raw materials.
I'd be so pissed someone stole my fucking cat.
And that dang Mercedes has 5 fuckers in it.
Oh, it costs you a fortune, man. You just get used to the check engine light. And then if you go to sell it, you just sell it to someone that's in Colorado Springs or where they have no emissions. Doesn't it blow that you go right down the fucking road and there's no emission standards?
It's ridiculous.
Fucking drives me crazy.
How can it not be statewide if the DMV is statewide?
You know, in Jersey at least, the entire state, once a year you'd have to go have your brakes checked. You'd have to have a safety inspection. I even like that. I don't want people driving around with no brakes.
No, but what I'm saying,
But here we care more about emissions than we do if the motherfucker next to you's got brakes.
the DMV is statewide.
Yeah.
So how can different localities override the? Can't the DMV just say?
It's all state law, though. It's whatever the governor
it's
wanted
crazy.
to fucking do. The governor gave the mayor what they call home-based power, home rule.
I sent you an article I found on, I guess Tripoli, Colorado's offering a certain chemical etching and sticker, and the article says taxpayers pay for it, for the cat converter. So I sent it to you to read.
I don't see it.
Taxpayers pay for the cat.
I don't know. That's why when I marked to read it, I was just like,
here it is.
huh?
After months of negotiations,
There's an article, too.
Police reform talks are officially over, ending without a deal. Talks that snag over the involvement of police unions. Others
But it still goes back to what you're saying.
How officers should be prosecuted.
It's so fucking.
Police in Louisville, Kentucky are looking for the suspect who personally shot a teenager and injured two others while the team were waiting at a bus stop. The suspect drove by and fired shots at the group. The California man has been charged in New York with perjury over an allegation against entertainment industry executives.
William Carrington, who says he's the great-grandson of Three Stooges star Low Howard, claimed the late Paramount chief
Channel 7.
sexually assaulted him and also crumbled over the
That's good. You know why? Because they didn't give them the sound bites they wanted.
Yeah, just about buses and things like that.
I'm not
anything, a regular car.
Right here and now. You know, they don't want that. They want to make you look like an ass. What are you looking at, Rose?
Justification of this whole.
They're all fucking stolen, you moron. Oh, God.
Don't you know it's stolen when it's sawed off? That's what, like, doesn't the kid, oh, this is sawed off. Maybe it's stolen.
Hey, that gun I bought from you has a serial number scraped off, but it's legal, right?
If insurance companies
Well,
are
this
giving
is
a discount for that.
Well, this is a free service that Colorado's offering now.
Oh, well, then that's...
Through AAA.
Well, it's paid for by tax fucking payers' dollars.
Well, it's...
Mark, so if they stop that program, will we get a refund? Yeah, because if they don't pay for that moronic program, they'll pay for another one. I love when people say it's paid for by taxpayer. Okay, stop it, and then I want that money back.
Would be nice.
Yeah, but you take 5 people, 2 of them are fucking taxpayers.
Now he sounds like Romney.
Fucking drives me crazy, man. I just can't. And there's not one place. These guys know where you bring the cat. You bring it to the fence, whoever it is. The fence ain't gonna fucking look at this shit. They don't care. You don't bring the cat to fucking.
This Brian Laundry, they're fine. They're for that motherfucker.
You should see
Is
if
it
David.
Laundry or Landry?
You should
Laundry.
see if David
I
Ellis.
call it laundry, 'cause
Will
that's what
David
it looks
Ellis
like
take
to
the
me.
cat? See, I'd like to know. Would David Ellis take a fucking cat?
Who's Brian Landry?
He's the guy that is
Killed
missing
that
for
girl.
killing that girl.
Oh, I thought they said they found him. I thought he was dead.
No, they were looking for him in the swamp.
No, they didn't.
They were looking for him because of dogs.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Do you think he killed himself?
I thought
Want to take some action on that?
I hope he kills himself. I'll take that. Do they find him dead or alive? That's the action.
I know.
What do you want? What would you want?
I'd want him dead, but
No, what would you bet though? Would you bet? What do you think is going to happen?
he might be too much of a coward to kill himself.
Yeah, he is.
Usually those guys that beat up on women don't fucking kill themselves.
No,
I
they're
think
cowards.
he's camping in that area.
Then the third option would be killed by a cop, killed upon being found.
Yeah, her father found him.
Mm-hmm.
Now that
he was dead, strangled.
Yeah, that's the way I found him.
And I checked his pulse with my fucking hands on his neck.
His garrote wasn't beating.
Spa Palace for 37 years has been the trusted source for all your hot tub and swing spa.
You know what? Any person with a daughter, anyone.
You know what? I bet you a jury let your ass off too. Get the right fucking jury.
You know, you always hear that, but do they? I mean, have there ever been passion and revenge killings where people have been let off?
Fuck yeah.
I wonder.
I guarantee there has been.
What makes you think that, though? Have you ever heard of any?
Because jurors are people like
I know
us,
that,
and we hear those fucking
have
stories.
Have we ever heard of any? I don't know of any. I'm not saying.
Okay, this is a little different. OJ. You don't think most of those people don't think he killed that girl, his ex?
Yeah, but
Well, everybody except the jury believes it.
No. I bet the jury. I bet most of that jury thought he was guilty, but they were gonna fucking stick it to the cops.
Right, you're right.
Why? What do you mean why? Because they were fucking morons during the whole thing. They couldn't have put on a worse trial.
Oh! You think they were punishing the police?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
How about Mark Furman?
Was he racist?
Okay,
yes.
This is.
I don't remember.
This was the craziest shit ever. He actually said, under oath, in front of the jury, I have never used the N-word. I have never done this, never done that. I mean, literally, they asked him.
The recording.
They asked him every question you can imagine. Then Johnny Cochran comes up after he does this and goes, "Let's listen to this." And man, it was one drop word after the next. It was unfucking believable.
Where is my
man? Wouldn't that be cool to have that? If you're a fucking defense attorney, to have something like that.
Of course.
That Johnny Cochran was a fucking good attorney, man. He actually did have the dream team. He really did.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. RealCBDThatWorks.com for inflammation, pain, even anxiety. It works. I know I use it. What's on your mind today, and how can we help you? Give us a call and let us know. 303-713-TALK. Okay, I want to get right to the phones. By the way, Plumbline Services with us for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And Shane wanted to know about a liquid loan. He was asking about using a liquid loan for an investment property. And I said, yes, you can use it for an investment property if you have the right investment property. But if you wanted to buy a modular on some acreage, they probably would not finance that, and therefore you have to get the liquid loan on your primary residence and use the equity line to buy the other property. Okay, Shane, your turn. Do you have any other questions on it? Shane? Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Is this Shane or someone else?
No, this is someone else.
Okay, what's your problem? I picked up this line. He must have hung up. So what's going on with you? What's your name?
Okay, yes, my name is Aaron Herrera.
Aaron?
And yes, sir.
What's going on?
Yeah, I was calling because about a month and a half or so back, I had this Vivint representative coming door to door over in my neighborhood. And so, he's talking about how they have like a sale of Century, whatever.
What were they selling? Who did you say it was?
Security system.
I get it. Yeah.
Vivint security systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, he's like, hey, try it for 7 days. If you don't like it within 7 days, cancel, you get all your money back and everything. So, at first I was hesitant, so I told him I had to speak with my wife. So, he said he'll come back. He came back the next day. I was still hesitant, like, no, I'm good, I don't need a security system right now. And he starts groveling like a 5-year-old at a candy store. Like, come on, please, man, I'm in a competition. It's between me and 2 other guys.
Oh, no.
Help me out. You know,
Wow.
even if you try it, if you try it, it'll still help me out. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I wasn't gonna have the system. I was gonna call before the 7 days and cancel. So as the installer,
so you did. Hold on, you did agree to it.
Yeah, I did agree to it.
Did you cancel?
What did you sign in writing? What did you agree to in writing?
7-day trial, and if I don't cancel within 7 days, then it's like a 5-year contract.
And you have this in writing?
Yes, sir.
And it's a 5-year contract if you don't cancel within 7 days?
Yeah.
And
so
within that 7 days, do you have to cancel on the 7th day, or do they say things like you have to cancel on the 5th day, but you must give 3 days notice? In other words, impossible.
No, he just said before the 7 days, but like.
No, he's asking what did the agreement say though, as far as cancellation that you signed?
Yeah, what did it say?
Yeah, it say I have to cancel within 7 days.
All right,
or else
so as Mark asked prematurely, did you cancel?
I tried to cancel. See, like the installer came in, and then what I'm trying to say is the installer didn't install everything. He didn't install one of the last cameras. So they were supposed to come back that following Monday.
How many days did it take them? How many days were they there installing?
It would have been like 3 or 4, but he never came back to finish.
But what I'm asking is, did the 7-day trial start at the completion of installation or at the start of installation?
At the start of installation, but he didn't install everything. I still don't have a
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The 7-day trial started at the start of installation, so you should have canceled in 4 days, even if it wasn't all, or 5 days, or 6 days. I mean, are you saying you didn't cancel because it wasn't finished?
But listen to me, Tom.
Okay.
On that Monday, I told them that they couldn't come in and finish the installation because I wasn't going to be there. So he said, it's fine. He said,
how many days? How many days was Monday? How many days since you signed was Monday?
Friday, Saturday, 4 days.
Okay, so you only had 3 days left. What did you do then?
So I was getting ready to cancel, but he said my trial doesn't start until all my cameras and all my equipment.
What does the contract say? That's all I care about. What does the contract say about the start of your trial? What date did it start?
7 days.
Huh?
7 days.
No.
On the 29th of July.
Okay, it starts on the 29th of July. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well then, the 29th of July was before or after it was fully done? Before or after?
29th of July was a Thursday.
It was a Thursday. So I'm asking you this. Yeah. The 29th of July, your period started. Was the system complete on the 29th, of September or July? Was it complete on the 29th of July?
No, it's still not complete. I still don't have all my cameras up.
Okay, then I'm still going to ask the other question. It started on the 29th, your trial. You said it to us. It says that in your contract. So, did you cancel within the 7 days of that trial?
By the 5th of August.
Did you cancel by the 5th of August?
No, because I listened to the guy saying that my trial
see, that's the problem. I get you. I get you. But you should have had the guy put that on the contract, because the contract says you have to cancel by the 5th of August. When did you actually cancel?
That I tried canceling that Saturday, but they were closed, so I couldn't cancel till that.
All right. Listen,
Monday,
you're going to have a big fight on your hands, okay? You are. And I don't know how else to put it. You have a giant fight on your hands.
I'd like to see what you signed. Can you send it over?
I would like for you to send that over so we can look at the contract and have our attorneys look at it. That's one thing we can do to help. Now,
I fear what he signed doesn't even talk about 7 days.
We'll see. I want to see the contract, everything you sign. We'll take it one step at a time. But here's what's probably going to happen. If this happened to me and I was crazy enough to listen to a guy and not to read the contract and not to have him modify the contract, what I would have probably done, and that they probably stalled installation on purpose just to snag you, I would probably not pay a dime. And I would wait for them to sue me, and I would go to court and fight it. That's what I would do. That's if it was me. I would say, go to hell, you cheated me, I'm not doing it. But it depends on what the contract says. I mean, how much is it a month for this system?
It would have been like, I think, $60 a month.
What do you mean would have been? What do you mean would have been?
Like if I would have liked it and kept it, then it would have been like $60 a month. Okay, but
did they come and get the stuff they installed?
No, I still have every single piece.
Have they tried to bill you on it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I would argue, you know what I would argue to a judge? I don't think any judge would doubt this. How can you possibly have a 7-day trial if it wasn't even working?
Yeah.
Okay, and here's what the judge is going to say. Wait, hold on. I'm going to tell you, Aaron, I'm going to tell you. You're going to say to the judge, how could I even take advantage of a 7-day trial if it was never operating? They're going to say, there was no 7-day trial.
Okay.
Okay, now you're going to have to prove there was a 7-day trial. Okay, because I kind of go along with Mark. I don't think it's in the contract, so send it to us. If there's a 7-day trial, I think we can successfully argue you never had the benefit of a trial ever. And if they finish it, give you the 7 days then. Okay? I don't think anyone would disagree. So, Suzanne, as soon as Aron can show us the 7-day trial in writing in that contract, we're going to war. We're going to go fight for him. We are. We're going to fight for him.
There's no reason. There's no way. I don't see anything about any trial exhibit online.
No, they told him that.
The kid did. And then he gave him one of these, oh man, you know, I get a free fucking bike or whatever.
And Mikael loves his sister.
Does it?
Yes,
who?
My buddy of mine. Another name, Tom.
Vivint? He likes Vivint?
He actually likes it. I mean, I don't know if it's the monitoring or what he likes, other than the cameras and the DVR part. But he's kind of like it.
I love fucking Arlo. Love Arlo. Love Arlo.
I have Arlo at my one house, but I have Bell as a ring at the other.
My outdoor ones now, I never have to charge. I put up solar panels on them. I haven't touched them in 6 months. They're always 100%.
That's one thing about Ring that sucks. I got to rebuild it. I mean, recharge it.
Why?
Arlo's the bomb.com.
My Ring.
Where's it at?
It's on my
full
house.
video too. Full HD
I don't have a
video.
power. There's no power
going trigger in a million different ways.
BecomeTheBanker.org is a place where you
invest money and you pay for a life insurance policy that you purposely overfund. Now, the life insurance policy is just an excuse to get this cash value that builds tax-free. You borrow from yourself over your life, pay it back with interest to shelter even more money. You build up this account, basically, this tax-free account. And then in retirement, you borrow it for retirement. And the life insurance proceeds will pay off any unpaid balance, and your family gets the rest. BecomeTheBanker.org. It's a non-qualified retirement plan that is the bomb. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information. Speaking of financing and finances and money, let's talk about ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the many options they give you. The first one is the interest rate guarantee. If rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. Then they have credit optimization, which helps you get better pricing with better credit tweaks. And then they, of course, have the pre-approval, which is like dealing with cash. Your offer goes to the top because you're already approved and they're ready to close as soon as you got that house appraising. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000.
A positive COVID-19 test? Now what? Combat
or an online prescriber if Cologuard is...
I don't have a security system.
Well, I mean, really, in a way, well, that's not true. I have Security Central, too. I forgot about that. I do. I have a full-blown security system, but...
So this isn't security?
I never fucking used it. Arlo is cameras.
Okay.
They're just for me.
Got it.
They're for me.
Okay.
The security system I have, I actually do have. In fact, it operates by cellular. It operates by Wi-Fi. It's a great system. I've never fucking used it.
I was going to say, now that I think about it, I think we do have one, but it's active, but I just haven't.
That's how mine is.
Punched in my code.
My true security system is my fucking Nico. I mean, you'd be a fucking madman to walk in there with that dog barking.
Try great tasting Ensure Max protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients.
You'd be fucking insane.
Those who try Ensure Max protein reported feeling more.
I'd say a dog is a better deterrent than virtually anything, man. If you're a thief and there's 4 homes, and one doesn't have a dog, you're going
even
to
a small yappy dog, which is
anything that causes
just
noise.
the fact that it's going to cause noise.
And wake shit up.
I mean, like you said, you got other houses you can choose. Why choose one with the yappy dog?
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. With Plumbline Services, people want to know, are people replacing water heaters, or are they going with constant flow or on demand?
Tankless water heaters are becoming a huge part of our business. Yes.
Okay, I wondered about that.
We still put in quite a few tank water heaters.
So
the 40
on new
replacements,
what percent go to the tankless?
Probably 30%.
Okay, that's a big number.
20%.
But then you also have the high efficiency tank ones now.
Right, there's standard tanks, and then there's high recovery tanks. So there's a lot of different options, and that's why, you know, the best thing for any product like this is have an expert in your home. They'll give you the options. They'll talk about your needs. Yeah. Because one size doesn't fit all.
Mark, you have the Vivint contract. He emailed it to us.
You know, it's even worse. I mean, this thing's crazy, man. So
this guy claims that he has a 7-day trial.
Well, first of all,
that started on a certain date.
But no one signed it. And it actually says you may cancel this transaction without any penalty or obligation within 3 business days from the above date, which is July 29th.
Well, first of all, that's not the contract. It's just notice of cancellation.
No, well, that's right. You're right. It's not even the contract. But worse than that, then someone, you know, crossed out the 3 business days, handwrote 7, but there's no acknowledgement.
My God.
There's no acknowledgement of who even
First
did
of all,
that.
this isn't a contract. Where's the contract?
And no one signed this. This guy didn't obligate himself. I don't understand this. Okay. You're right. This has nothing to do with what we asked for.
Aaron, this is not enough, man. But I don't think they have enough either. That's the point.
No, I bet there's a full-blown... Did you sign anything like that on an iPad?
Aaron, if this is all you have, if this is the only paperwork you have from them, then there's no way they can enforce it. Is this the only thing you have, or do you have a regular contract?
Actually, yeah, I think they did send me on my email. I could email that.
Okay, send us the contract. Yeah. Aaron, I have a feeling that you've been flim-flammed.
Here's what I think happened. When they came out and installed the majority of the system, he signed off on it. That was the contract.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, this right here, however... First of all,
it's not signed. It doesn't matter what it is.
And you can't cross it out. No. You only sign it, Mark. This is only signed if you cancel it.
Within the 3 or 7 days.
Right.
You could even argue, if he could prove that the salesperson crossed it off, you could even make that a good argument.
Yeah,
But this isn't the contract. It doesn't matter. You hand someone a cancellation notice from McDonald's, and you do business with Burger King. Who cares what this is?
That's right.
Honest to God.
That's why. See, what I don't understand is why do you have a separate cancellation clause?
Isn't that just a standard right of rescission that in-home sales?
3 days. Right. Yes, that's standard. But I want to know, the 7-day trial, that is not a 7-day trial.
You know what, Bob just puts it, you know what, you just reminded me of something. You're absolutely right. This was sold at his door. That is a state law, 3 days. Vivint isn't doing anything for anybody in this. The only reason Vivint even has this is because by Colorado statute, they have to do this.
Right, we have them when we go to visit people in homes.
There is no 7-day.
3-day right of rescission.
Yeah, you have to. You have no choice but to do it. You got flim-flammed, okey-doked, and effed.
Screwed.
Okay, Deputy Smarty Pants needs a structural engineer. Who do we give?
I just sent him one on email.
Okay, good, thanks.
Okay,
Colorado Structural Repair, they're great.
Listen, I got to tell you something about Smarty Marty.
No, don't.
My God,
no,
come on.
Don't.
It's so funny.
I don't think we make that public. He just bought and sold, and he upgraded. So what?
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Let me put this generically.
Yeah.
A lot of people are running into this problem with cars and property.
So imagine if I sold my Honda because I can get a fortune for it, my Civic.
Right.
And then I found out that I can't buy another Accord or something because they're just as inflated.
So you end up buying another Civic.
So I end up buying back a Civic.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Let's just say
but that's not what's happening. A lot of people, they end up buying a house, selling a house for a fortune. They make good profit, but then they realize they can't buy anything that they want to upgrade.
This market is absolutely insane.
Except in some cases they do upgrade a little. Okay, they manage to make somewhat of a profit that they can turn into a better house.
But you're not making a profit. You're just moving the equity, and then you're paying the sales commissions on top of
No,
that.
that's true.
I mean, it doesn't
no matter what
the market is.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Unless you're going to sit on the money, it doesn't pay to sell right now.
Or if you're moving out of state.
Yeah, it doesn't pay to sell if you're looking to upgrade because you're not going to upgrade. Not substantially. Not unless you came into some cash.
Anytime
but then you're
you buy
just,
and sell.
You know, he found, listen to this, man.
Not any time, Bob. I mean, if you can sell at the right time and then hold that money for
if
a correction.
You hold the money, correct. Yeah. But most people can't hold the money. They got to turn around and put it right back into the house.
Marty shared with me. He found a place in Boulder. It was like 1,000 square feet, man. We're talking just about as small as you can. 800,000 plus. I couldn't believe it, man.
Mark,
it's so insane out there.
Okay, $1 million houses in Boulder. They're trash. They're trash.
I'm sure they are. Total trash. You know, I think these apartment complexes, if I owned like a complex over here, it is time to convert these into condos and really cash out.
But unless you're a speculator, you buy low and sell low, or you buy high and sell high. If you're going to, like when I bought my house.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's what the market does.
Exactly.
Unless you know what you're doing, and then you sell high, wait, and then buy in a correction.
Right, but most people who want to move up are going to sell it
or
high.
You do, if you're really speculating, you do dollar cost averaging.
Right.
But Doc, we're in an interesting point right now. I used to think, okay, it's going to come down. I'm not so sure housing will ever come down.
Who knows, Mark? I was in real estate.
Of course it will eventually.
I was in real estate for many, many years, and people told that to me. Things will never go down. I mean, things were selling at $175 a foot. Commercial property. I got into it for 50. People said, "Oh, you made out like a bandit." 50. And it went down to 30.
Yeah, but you were in a blip too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look
we're doing it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to have another big recession.
I guess my point is it'll be another blip. I don't think things will start to go down as a trend.
They will as soon as the supply chain gets solved.
Here's what's
right
happening.
now, nobody's building.
Here's what's happening. Supply chain is choked for builders. Money right now, has to be tightened because of inflation, so they're going to raise the rate. The feds are going to raise the rate. Plus, you have unemployment right now where they're competing for workers. You have the perfect recipe for a massive recession. I swear to God.
No, there's no doubt.
We're going to have.
And you got someone in the office that has no idea what that means.
I hope it's not going to be as massive as it was, but it's going to be massive. And if you're sitting on cash, if you're sitting on real estate and you're selling it now, you're going to be king crap when the recession election comes, I'm ready this time because I'm not overextended.
You know, what Biden say? We're not going to tax anybody over 400,000, even if he keeps that word. Technically, okay, fine.
No, you mean under 400.
Yeah, but exactly. But inflation is a tax on everybody. In fact, inflation is worse on the poor than it is on anybody else walking the planet.
We're going to have a big problem. There's no two ways about it. There are corrections coming. Whenever you have employers competing for workers, see, people think that a recession means high unemployment. No. It's triggered by low unemployment. That people don't understand that. That's what triggers it. Low unemployment, and then people not being able to get employees, raising prices because of supply chain or other
raising
reasons.
salaries,
and then
which raises prices.
Then things go up a little. People stop buying, and then the recession begins. It is a breathing, living thing, the economy. You start out with inflation, it goes to recession, it goes to inflation, it goes to recession. It is a natural cycle. Why? Because people can never, ever accept a level. If we accepted a level and never expected a raise every year, I always wondered, why does that worker expect a raise every year? Why?
Well,
if they're doing the same exact
job.
Cost
of living, though, Tom. That's a real deal.
No, Mark, they're asking for a raise because other people are asking for raises, and therefore companies are wanting to make more profit. They're not wanting to make more profit because they're doing more service. They want to raise their prices. Whenever all the ships go up, all the ships are going to come down. When the water level goes up and down, that is not proper. Truly, increases in salary, increases in prices should technically be when they increase in production or value. But that's not the way it's been. We expect automatic raises and automatic price increases and automatic profit growth. And it just doesn't happen. If everyone just remained at a sensible level, you could check it. But why can't you do it?
Because
One word, greed.
It became a way for employers to reward employees who were with them for a long time, because there was no other way to do it.
But it's way more than that.
No, but basically that's it. Someone's there
it's
for 5
companies
years.
also wanting to grow their profits.
Right.
No, but it's kind of weird now. There's a lot of laws set up and company policy that say, hey, if there's 10 different people doing the same job, even if number one over there that's producing 10 times more in the same position, you're not allowed to pay that person more or compensate them more. There's a lot of weird stuff, man.
Well, that's what the unions do, Mark. You know that.
I know.
Now, what is your solution, Sharon, for the cat converter thefts?
Yes, Tom, I have a possible solution for the cat converter. My granddaughter had hers taken out of her older CRV, which is one of the top cars they steal out of. And the mechanic who put it back in on the request of my daughter put a cage around. What he did was he welded rebar around it to deter them from taking it again. So somehow he made a cage out of rebar.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, so for an older car, hey, great. Because,
that's a lot of money. But
why not wrap barbed wire around it?
No, I mean, I guess anything that would deter them or make them spend more time. But you see, my car has like an undershield, and they can't get to it. I mean,
they can get to it. You give them 5 minutes.
No, Mark, not in 5 minutes.
No.
It's an undershield. I mean, they have to take off shielding, and it's more of a pain in the ass. I'm not saying they can't do it.
No, they just go on to the next one.
But it's not one of these ones where they take a zip saw, and get to it. So those are the bad ones where it's hanging right out underneath.
Well, they like hitting buses. They like hitting the big stuff, too, because you get a little more, what do you call that? What's that called? Treasure. Not treasure, but not bounty.
Booty.
Booty?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Is
that the right diction?
Yeah, it's the right word. 303-7. I think that's what we're talking about. 303-713-825.
That's referring to Jennifer Lopez.
Not treasure.
Then it has a different...
Not bounty, not treasure.
No, booty's right.
It is booty, okay.
The pirates used to do that.
The booty. See,
we've had a few of our trucks.
How that became synonymous with big
Applewood
butts.
had 11 in one night stolen from 11. They jumped in their yard and got 11.
How many of you guys have had?
From your fleet?
Yeah, we've had 4 or 5. Yeah, some in our yard.
Will they even run when it's missing, or they don't even run?
And then some, I don't think they'll even run.
I don't think so either.
And then one right out in front of a guy's he lives in a condo unit, and right in the parking lot, they went in there and chopped it out.
Oh my God. Did you charge him? Is he? Are you guys starting to get more laborers coming in, more people, or no? Same. No improvement at all.
No.
God, that's amazing.
On these catalytic converters, Atlas Metals in Aurora, as of July 20th, is only buying catalytic converters from commercial accounts.
Yeah, that's how most places do it. But what I'm saying is everybody knows where to sell them. It's just like having a fence in the neighborhood, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's the 4th wedding ring you've had in this week. Oh, of course, we know it's stolen.
Genesis Total Exteriors now has GenesisSolarCO.com. If you're looking for solar, they have one of the greatest deals. First of all, you buy it, so there's no complications in selling your home. You get all the tax credits. What I love about Genesis is their 20-minute free site evaluation for solar. They do it off-site. They do it by satellite. So they'll let you know if you're a good candidate for solar. Now, by the way, you may think, oh, they're just going to tell me I am. Not really. They want to make sure that you can make the savings that they predict because they guarantee those savings for 25 years and write you a check if they don't meet those savings. Plus, they do all the components 25 years. GenesisSolarCO.com, 303-474-4317. Freeze the cost of power, 303-474-4317. If you have a website in business, you'd like to know how it's performing, I suggest GetFoundFast.com. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is GetFoundFast will analyze your website free of charge and give you suggestions free of charge, and they all, of course, hope you hire their services, but there's no obligation. If you're wondering how your website is performing, check them out. GetFoundFast.com.
Well, you haven't.
So these sons of bitches did it again. I had auto pay set up on all my credit cards. So this one says your payment is like that. My auto pay. See, I'm convinced they do it on purpose. I swear to God.
Why?
Because they get to ding you, Mark.
Oh, you mean for their $5 or whatever?
I sent you the vivid contract, the real contract.
Oh, cool.
You gonna look at it?
If I can pull it up on the slowest machine in the.
I sent it to you too, Tommy.
What's that?
The vivid contract.
This browser will probably launch by
tomorrow's show, 10 a.m.
Yeah. Actually, I look at it on my phone. Damn it, I had a question for you, Bob. Son of a gun.
Where do I get those testosterone things?
I'd go, honestly, what I would do is hormonebros.com.
Well, that's one. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, I'm getting older, right? I turn 55.
But dude, but Bob, that's Bob. That's why I'm saying.
I get up at 4:45. I go to bed about 10:30, 11 every night, and I run nonstop all day. I'm not in great shape, but
you're in good shape.
But Bob, what I'm saying,
mentally you'll feel better. Physically you'll feel better.
They do a free testosterone.
No, people always think it's bedroom shit. It's okay, fine, maybe a little bit, but it's just overall.
Well, like I said, I'm a big believer in vitamins and minerals and exercise.
You gotta try it. And I do the trochees. I go for the bios. Yeah.
No, I missed the call.
They're good guys, man. It's three brothers.
Is it like they got a website?
No, they've got mobile units. They got physical stores. They got all kinds of shit. They're not stores. They're clinics. It's a clinic.
Okay. But they do a free testosterone blood test before the
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll do a test and they'll say, here's where your testosterone is, and here's where we want to put it.
That's what you said. It's for male and female as well.
Oh, big time. Not most, but over 50% of their clientele is female. Females notice the biggest difference.
Same benefits like energy.
Yeah, but they take a lot less. A lot less. Like you would probably be on 10 or 11 pellets if you did pellets, where a woman might be on one.
They give them estrogen and progesterone.
Changing regulations, the
list
just goes on and on. You know, there's
a
limit to what you can do to
want a lot of kids, ladies.
Well, no, it's not that. You give a woman estrogen without testosterone, you can run into syphilis.
It is a true, I don't care, I'll say it's like Spanish fly, Spanish fly with bullshit, but As far as women's reaction, it's unbelievable, man. I mean, it's crazy.
While attracting new employees. How about
Ready now?
training opportunities?
It's insane.
Their skills and become more productive in their role.
You gotta remember, men and women's sexual responses are two different worlds.
And no matter where they come from, disparity is ready to
Bob, I know you're surrounded by all these fucking experts, but I just wanted to say something.
expand your
Optimum
possibilities.
health is way more than just optimizing testosterone. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you need a whole, in my opinion, you have to have a well-rounded approach, and it means being proactive with other shit as well. So people who just go and do testosterone, there's so many other things. There's so many other things.
Sure.
But the fact that you're doing one and not everything doesn't negate the fact that
No, that's right. That's right.
No, and you said you're good on diet.
You're talking about optimizing, right?
Except that, for example, if they don't check your estrogen levels, you could end up with too much estrogen from testosterone if you're an aromatizer. You need to put in.
They check all that.
You need to do maybe a drug along with it, so you utilize the testosterone you're taking. Then there's something that thickens your blood when you take it, which means you're carrying, which could affect you if your blood gets thicker. So if you don't do regular blood work, then something else comes off now.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark, did you look at that Vivint contract that Aaron?
No, but I will.
Okay. Now, Aaron, you sent us the contract, so we are going to look at that. Let's talk to Anthony now. Anthony, what's going on, sir?
Hey, Tom. Sorry it's taking so long to get on the show with you.
Oh, man, what's going on? I hope we can help you.
I hope so, too. So the original issue,
Anthony? Hello?
My girlfriend, a property management company, Pristine Homes. It's a very suspicious company.
It is a property management company?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about it? What about it? I mean, tell me what's going on.
So we've tried to look up the address. You know, they have us drop off a check at a P.O. box that's not, I mean, it's just the P.O. box with a label on it. And we tried to look up the Pristine Homes address for them. And the address leads to a house. Now, he is not the property owner. The property owners just pick up the check.
All right, Suzanne, would you sum it up, please?
Yeah, what he told me, so he's getting a little off track here, at least from what he told me. He said they changed their lease from month to month. He's afraid of complaining about anything, like there's an issue with this or there's any repairs, because he's afraid they may retaliate by just ending his month-to-month lease. Okay. And I thought he was asking for advice on how to handle that. Anthony?
Yeah, so Anthony, what is all this other stuff? You say Pristine is suspicious. They don't have to own the property to manage it.
No. All I meant by suspicious was the wrong word. We'll tell them about a problem, and it'll take 13 times of telling him, hey, the shower's falling apart. Hey, the AC or the heater doesn't work. The kids are freezing overnight. It's getting down to 30 degrees. And it takes, so long for him to get somebody out there that doesn't even fix the problem. And
well, right nowadays, complaints about landlords are plentiful. So bottom line is, you're saying that Pristine Homes, which is the management company, is not responsive to the community there.
Correct.
And you're afraid if you mention anything, they're going to ask you to leave.
Correct.
Okay, what if we mention things to them without telling them who's saying it and saying that residents are concerned? But would it be accurate, or are you the only one complaining?
I am not sure. I don't know any other properties that they manage.
No, but you're in an apartment complex, right?
No, it's a house.
Oh, it's a house. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then that would be difficult.
Hey, Tom, I have a question. With all of these COVID non-renters not paying their bills, it seems to me that It's exactly the opposite, that people who are good renters have less to fear.
No, you're right.
If he's paying his rent...
right. If you never missed payments during COVID, they're going to like you.
Exactly, and so he has less to fear about being thrown out.
So, Anthony, why do you think... Okay, what is the current problem you're calling about? There must be something that said, damn it, I'm going to call Tom Martin. What's wrong right now? What's wrong?
Well, there's a lot of repairs and things that need to happen with the house.
Give me an idea. Just tell me. Tell me 3 repairs that need to be done.
The master bathroom shower is completely falling apart.
Okay.
It was put together wrong in the first place.
Okay, the master shower. What else? What else? Just 3 things.
The AC unit does not work, and it leaks. It's a swamp cooler, and it leaks if you have it on.
Well, hold on. It's not an AC unit, then. It's a swamp cooler.
No, it's a swamp cooler. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Swamp cooler.
Then,
what else?
And there's a lot of electrical wires in the storeroom that are just, it's a nest.
Okay.
And I don't know what, I can't follow any of them.
Did these things just start, or were they from the beginning, or when did they go wrong?
They were from the beginning.
Okay.
The shower is a new problem.
When did your lease expire?
It expired in it was only a couple of months ago.
Do they want you to sign a new lease?
He hasn't talked to us about the lease.
He, meaning, is he a private owner or he with Pristine Homes?
He with Pristine Homes.
Why don't you call him?
I've asked about. Well, I've tried to call him. He doesn't answer the phone. He'll send a text, after a couple hours.
Well, why don't you text him and say, I would like to renew a lease with a few minor repairs. I would be willing to sign a new lease.
And see, I would be willing to do that.
How much are you paying? How much are you paying right now a month?
It's $2,200.
For how big of a house?
It's a good sized house. It's a 5-bedroom. It's a good sized house.
What part of town is it in?
It's right off of Sheridan and Florida.
So, do you think that you could find anything better than that for the price? I don't.
I don't either. But here's the problem. There are so many things that were not done correctly and up to code that I've often thought about getting, trying to get like an inspector out there to look at things.
And if you do, they'll red tag it and you'll have to move. It doesn't help you.
That's what I'm worried about.
Well, that's exactly what'll happen. If you snitch on the landlord, they're going to ask you to move.
I went to a trailer park one time because we had to call. It was right down from Rocky's Auto.
That's right.
And this was unbelievable. This place was in such disarray. I actually got the state involved, or we got the state involved. They were going to shut the whole park down, which would have put everybody out on their ass. I mean, this was a real deal. So we backed off because they either stayed in squalor or they stayed nowhere.
I'm telling you.
Anthony, are you dealing with the landlord or with the management company?
The management company.
Well, why don't you try dealing with the landlord?
Because he's not allowed to. Because the landlord would be pissed. If I had a management company,
that's what they hire him for.
I don't want you dealing with me. It's like I have an attorney, you deal with my attorney. Listen, bottom line, Anthony, no, that would be bad. If you contacted the landlord, that's an assured eviction. But here's what I think you should do, Anthony. Absolutely. You should move. You're not going to change things. And I can tell from what you're talking about, they're not going to make you happy. They're in it to win it. And in their opinion, they just want to get rent. They don't want to mess with it. They probably don't look at these problems as being more important enough. And right now, you should just look for another place. You got a good rental history. I really don't know what else to tell you, because if they're not talking to you, if they're ignoring you, the only power you have is to find another place.
Landlord is a good person.
We don't know they're a good
person. No.
person.
Let me finish. Yeah. If the landlord is a decent person and doesn't know that Pristine is not taking care of it,
the landlord, first of all, is the management company, Doc, sets a budget. Here's how much I'm willing to spend on shit. Keep it to that fucking level. So that's what they hire a management company for.
But if he's going to move anyway, what harm can it do to call the landlord and say, look, you may not know it, but this management company isn't doing anything.
The landlord probably is fucking happy about it.
Well, you don't know that. He may be totally in the dark.
So he should move and get the inspector out there to red flag the party, snatch somebody's money. And
I don't think there's anything important enough to red tag it, to be honest with you. Probably not.
I don't see what harm it would do to call a landlord if he's going to move anyway.
Well, if you can find out who the landlord is.
No, but you could.
Are you going to read that for this call, or are you going to get it back tomorrow?
Zach, most of those things, it's impossible to find out who owns it if they don't want you to know.
No, but you've done, what is O&E's is it called?
Hold on, guys. Simply Floors, Inc.
That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's where you buy floors. Of course, you can buy floors anywhere. So you're wondering, why do we care about Simply Floors? Well, Simply Floors, Buddy Mitchell's like a guru of floors. He'll advise you on what to buy and how to buy and why to buy. And then the prices are better and the installers are better. It's a better experience all the way around.
And they bring the samples to you so you can see them with your own furniture, your own paint, everything.
Yeah. So make your own appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com. I love having friendships with the owners of the businesses I represent. Sheridan Autotech's one of them. I joke with Kevin, call him Uncle Kevin, because he's like a big family uncle, and he treats his customers like family. And they do some really good work. They have honesty, integrity, value, convenience, everything you want in an auto repair facility, whether major or minor auto repairs. Also, they do electrical repairs as well with a complete electrical division. Sheridan Autotech.com, 2 convenient locations, Lakewood and Aurora. Call for details, 303-455-7242, 303-455-7242.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Season after season, quality's the reason people trust K&H Home Solutions. Beautiful windows, siding and doors, roofing, gutters and more.
K&H Home Solutions can't wait to see you at the Denver Fall Home Show this month. Get 30% discounts on all windows, siding, and doors. The latest top trending colors in siding and the newest innovations in windows and doors, all at 30% off. Plus, check out K&H's incredible hail-proof roofing, beautiful and practically indestructible. And when you visit the K&H booth, you get a chance to win their amazing $25,000 home makeover. And just for entering, you get access to all kinds of other specials. Booth 935 at the Denver Fall Home Show, or make an appointment at khwindows.com.
K&H Home Solutions has what you're looking for.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Is your water bill unexpectedly high? Or are you suffering from low water pressure? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PAX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. So say goodbye to leaks once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720-573-0086. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086.
Green Berry
There's health goals, then there's Grainberry's bowl goals.
I eat a bowl of Grainberry bran flakes every morning because my bowl goal is to cut down on sugar.
I eat a bowl of Grainberry cinnamon frosted shredded wheat every morning because my bowl goal is to pack as much flavor into my breakfast as possible.
I eat a bowl of Grainberry honey nut toasted oats every morning because my bowl goal is to start each day with tons of energy.
Grainberry cereal with amazing onyx sorghum is a delicious way to keep your family's health goals on track, with more antioxidants than any fruit, vegetable, or cereal.
I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry cereals. Grainberry with amazing onyx sorghum starts with lower sugar than other cereals. Then we use only whole grains to help slow sugar absorption, making it great for managing diabetes and prediabetes. Whatever your health goals are, find it in a bowl of Grainberry cereal. Pick up a box today.
Grainberry, Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family.
No fake news here. Just the facts and the reaction. Denver's talk station.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Aaron, we looked at your contract, sir. There is nothing in the contract about a 7-day trial. Nothing. There's no reference to a trial whatsoever. That other right to rescind was a 3-day right to rescind that's afforded under federal law.
And they have to have it in the contract.
I don't know how you ever construed this contract to be a 7-day trial. Honest to goodness, man.
And you signed that the same day that guy handed you that warranty thing that he crossed off. I don't even get that.
Now, you might just want to just give them a hard time, refuse to pay, and see if they go away. I don't know. Maybe they'll think it's not worth going after you.
It's going to kill your credit.
I don't know what to say, Aaron. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's a bad deal.
Yeah,
it really is.
Use the alarm system. It's yours for 3 years.
5. Oh, what's that? 5 years what? 5 years. What's 5 years?
The contract.
His contract.
Oh, my God. It's 5 years. Yeah, you're not going to pay it. Maybe they'll settle with you. Maybe you can get them to settle for you. Bob, before we leave, do you want to do any kind of specials for my listeners, or you're too busy? If you're too busy, I actually understand that.
Maybe electrical.
And I mean that. Maybe you want to give a division that's not so busy, and we give them a great deal.
How about free stuff to people that live in
seriously. What do you got going?
We're slammed right now, but what I will do, if you've had any kind of sewer issues in the past, we got our 93 free special. If we can't clear it, it's free. I'll throw in a free camera. So
okay, that's good.
So, and that's like a $200+ value.
Okay, so that's a free camera inspection.
And then if you're ready to do your furnace tune-up, $79 right now.
Okay, now that's
do that quick.
PlumlineServices.com, PlumlineServices.com, and that's it. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And